Hey, people. Uh, it's your DM here, back with another session of Thieves Incorporated. We're now on session 26.5.
Oh no, Maddie's gone again.
Yes. Um, Maddie, our dear little rat, is gone for the week
and
again.
our stream mod, so
Oh yeah, that too.
She's a
So
lot of things. She is a treasure.
yep.
she is working for a rat, but that's a different story.
It's a mouse.
Anyways,
Anyways, so last we left our adventures, they. Oh wait, no, that was like in the middle. Okay, so our adventures, more specifically, Paimon, Ticker, Sidar, and
Lurdovox.
Lurdovox were busy in three-way combat happening in three separate places as they were ambushed by gift soldiers who were here under some sort of mysterious prerogative in
Directive.
mission directive. There we go.
That'll work.
What we do know is that they wanted to kill the party. They were unsuccessful in some areas.
They're bad
But
at
in
their
one area,
jobs.
they succeeded.
Except those guys who took Clara, they were actually pretty good at their jobs.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
That was
why
a very good smash and grab.
and they're why I now have a plus 14 to initiative.
Yeah.
Because screw you, I'm going first.
It's just funny to me that it's like none of the this wasn't recorded, but it was really funny in the after session when we were all like we were all leveling up our character sheets and then I just hear John going, "I'm taking alert." He's just so angry.
Yep.
But yes. Other than that, some more side adventure stuff happened. Mostly the aftermath, and Skirvo returned. And
Hey, the captain's back just to find out that they took his daughter. His ship has been mildly damaged. There's a pissed off mob boss, and apparently they have hired just about every single person they could have gotten their hands on. So, including people he hates. So
minus the other team.
So you know what? It's all going swimmingly, but at least he's shiny now.
But yes. So now I forgot exactly where we left off.
We left off after Bella had left in a
yes.
in a huff.
Yeah.
Bella has left.
We left off after Ticker told Bella to take a rain check on killing him.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yes. So we need to save a little girl. We're getting dangerously close to a Christmas episode here, so I'm gonna have to get. And having just watched Violent Night, I'm having too many ideas.
But yes, that is where we left off. What is it? And you guys are just currently in the captain's cabin.
Yes.
What do you want to do now? You guys have with a big timer on the top that says 3 days left.
Yeah, Skirvo is going to continue strategizing with various sections of the ship, so that way we can, we have more or less a grasp of our abilities, what we can and cannot do, as well as what would most likely be the best positions for everybody on the ship. especially given our new directive of taking at least one valuable prisoner, a a rescue mission, as well as a no quarter. So
Well,
trying to
don't
wrap
two
these
of
all up
those
in
like
one neat
counteract
package.
each other?
I mean,
It's all
you
about
can
timing.
you can take a couple prisoners and then burn the rest of the ship.
We have a harbinger who will excel at blowing them out of the sky.
Yes, yes. So currently, my strategy for I actually did want to ask you two where you were going to have all your characters at,
Mhm.
because
Helm and Wit would probably be top deck protecting people.
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Um,
probably gonna have Lurdovox there while also running cannons. And
Question is, can Lurdovox use deflect missiles with incoming fire?
yeah, with incoming cannonballs,
I
that
mean,
is
yes,
something I
he
want to
can.
ask.
He can. Those are
Yes,
ranged attacks. It's just the question of whether or not he can reduce the damage enough, which is highly unlikely.
Because
yeah,
maybe not the cannon shots against the hull, but maybe the small arms fire against the people on the top
Oh yeah,
deck.
that would totally work.
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna put Sadar like right in between Wit and Lurdovox so that we have the person who could do the AoE to like lightning
Yeah.
damage to take out the other ships.
We'll probably
Not
want
big. I
we'll
mean, he does have an
probably
AC
want
of 18.
Anastasia near you, also doing stuff like that while having good
Mhm.
defense on her front, because she's
Yep.
going to be valuable for
Mhm.
later parts of the mission, because it's going to be so much easier to take prisoners when we can just turn them into stone.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Wit could drop a resilient sphere around someone because that doesn't prevent them from yeah, you couldn't shoot like a firebolt out, but you could still cast fireball outside of it while you're in a resilient sphere.
Or Skyburst.
Skyburst, yeah.
Yeah. As for Skirvo and Mary, I'm currently thinking that they should both be on the command deck, more because as the captain, that is where Skirvo belongs during an active combat. He needs to be up there, having a view of his ship, the enemy ships, as well as being close enough to shout commands and get
Whoops.
and things like
Did I just
that.
send something to D&D Beyond? Yes, I did.
Yep.
Ender.
I did not mean to do that. That's like the one cantrip that Wit has that can be used in combat, just so you know.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As for Mary, the reason she'd be on the command deck is purely because she needs to be up there coordinating with Skirvo by using her absolutely incredible perception to find the valuable stuff that we need to find.
Yep.
So that way, so basically, she's going to be up there with Skirvo, and they're both going to be going like, that's the shiny thing we need to shoot.
Do we have any idea what the range on the captured gift rifles is?
4120.
4120.
All right.
Okay.
Speaking of those rifles,
Okay,
I would like
40/120, not 41, and then 20.
Well, yeah, 40 short range, 120 long range.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of, I would like to buy a handful of firearm parts.
Yes, I do.
Which are a straight bolt, a 2 sets of full metal jacket rifle rounds, and 2 stripper clips.
Where do you want to buy them?
I imagine the engineering guild would sell things like that.
No.
Nope.
It's they more or less do repairs on things, and I guess they do have metal to sell, but the manipulation thereof, no.
Okay.
That is more like
I figured they might
a
sell.
product.
I figured they might sell firearm parts.
Might find a local smithy that can do something like that.
Yeah, or a. There might even be like a
Arms dealer.
firearm, like a gunsmith somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna need
What is it? All right. So there's 2 choices. You can either go to the black market. Well, it's not the black market. It's not that time of day. It is that time of day. The black market is open. The night market, I guess.
Okay.
So, which is not the same thing. One is legal, one isn't.
Mm-hmm.
One has questionable legality, one doesn't. Uh,
Or can you think of any other place that you might be able to find it?
Well, Trader Jonathan's might have it.
Yeah, because that was like general adventuring equipment.
Yeah, might have ammunition.
Um,
Fat Harry,
probably not.
Trader Jonathan's.
Probably not specialty ammunition like Full Metal Jacket though.
yeah.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, yeah, and as for other things that my other characters are doing, obviously Mary's working on the ship with everyone else, and Lurdovox is spending his 3 days attempting to coordinate the new stand with Gretchen, whilst also trying to trying to get the Sidar and Anastasia thing happening.
In
So-
the battle, I'm thinking because there I can get there on one of those rifles, take off the axe bayonet. That's not needed for him. I put him
Yeah.
maybe either up in the crow's nest or somewhere else with a lot of height, so I can try and you basically just assassin rogue. The sniper is back, boy.
Yeah. Nice thing is though is that with a ship as large as ours, we technically could have multiple crow's nests if we wanted to. Because
And
there's
then
we have 3
Cerberus.
separate masts we can make use of.
Yeah.
Cerberus is now
I
a
can't
large
really
creature.
think of any other shops we've been to that have had that sort of
There's-
thing.
Yeah,
the only
So
shops
you
we've
want to
been
go to the black? Well,
there's
not
the
the black
market, which is
market,
just
the night
generic
market, or do
There's-
you want to go to Trader Jonathan's?
Yeah, and then the only other shop we've been to is the magic shop, which wouldn't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Has there not been a? Have I not seen a gunsmith anywhere?
I just pictured Anastasia being
All
like,
right, okay.
so you wish to look into the magic of gunpowder? Well, we acquired this quite recently. Puts an RPG on the on the counter.
That's more Paimon's thing.
Shoot, what kind of check is
Claymore
a
on the
memory
table.
check?
History.
Yeah, okay, do history.
Frickin' Medusa selling guns.
That's a 16.
Pulls out a nuclear
16.
warhead.
Oh,
Put that thing
okay.
away.
I haven't.
You do remember seeing, okay, alright. Harry Harrison will sell you, what is it? Most of the parts. What is it? Yes, he will sell you most of like the basic parts, but if you
I
wait,
need to get some water. I'll be back.
no, he would sell ammo. Yes.
So Harry Harrison
So
would
it's just-
sell the things I needed?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go there then.
All right then, because it's Harry Harrison's. It's basically not a marked up price. It's just standard price.
Okay.
Because Trader Jonathan's is a subsidiary company, or basically like a company that has been ordered to not ordered, but has been bought out by the by the Wigglesworth Research Institute, so that their prices will always remain standard no matter where they are.
Okay.
Lovely.
For
Yeah.
reference, by the way, Spencer, a stripper clip is a speed loader for a bolt action weapon.
Yeah.
Just so you knew what that was and why I was buying those.
Yeah, I know why you're buying it. You're buying it to upgrade the gun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's not necessarily an upgrade for the gun. It's just a thing I have. But yeah, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the straight bolt on it. I'm gonna take the sight off my pistol and put on it. Take the bayonet off.
Let's see here. Okay, Spencer, quick question. So, all of Theron's equipment was lost when he died, right?
I'm back.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
'Cause I was just going to delete everything and then ask how much gold he has, so I can see what needs to be addressed
Okay then.
But you seem to be thinking on that.
I'm
Mary
trying to
doesn't
think.
have
It's like,
Mary doesn't have 2 coppers to pinch in her name, and she already has some good weapons, so it's not like she needs to do anything right now.
Well, she probably brought her weapons from where she previously was instead of, being
Yeah.
squished by a boat, dropping your stuff because you were squished by a boat, and then all of a sudden magically respawning halfway across the map.
Yeah.
It's like Minecraft, no? You
Ah,
have to go
Minecraft,
back.
but a lot darker.
yeah. I don't know. Minecraft can get pretty scary. There was nothing quite like playing the early days of Minecraft, just minding your own business, and then the frickin' suicide shrub blows you up.
I mean, you were brought back alive inside of a tube. It wasn't very normal.
Yeah. And then they added the Enderman, and that just got frightening.
But where are we? Okay, so that's what you're doing. So
That's what
setting
John
up the business. I feel like
Sadar is studying the book. His tome to get that 22 in wisdom.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so all right. We're gonna get back to that later. Okay, so Taker, is there anything you want to do the second half of the day?
He'll walk up to Skirvo while I assume Skirvo's, coordinating things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they upgrade your pistol while you were away?
No. Did they, Spencer? I doubt it.
No.
All right. They did not.
Ticker pulls out his pistol and hands it to him. You should probably use a better one for the battle then. I have this rifle to use.
Well then, Mr. Ticker.
So yeah, break action, double shot.
All right. I'll need to remember how to.
There are two I do have 5 speed loaders that I'll give to you. So
All
you
right.
can
I think
reload it as an object interaction.
All right. Uh.
And 13 bullets is what I have left.
Yeah.
Anyways, the question Joey asked, have we gone off and talked to Martin yet?
All right.
Because I thought I was going to have done that before Skirvo even came back to his ship.
Yeah. You've done that.
All right.
He gave back a very not sure answer on the matter.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Didn't
fair
hurt.
enough. Doesn't hurt to
Didn't hurt
ask,
to
though.
ask. At least he's appraised to the situation, so he can make his own decisions.
Yes.
That's perfectly fine by me as long as Martin's appraised, and then we can either assume good nature will prevail, or it can be officially assigned that Bahamut has abandoned us. And then we can proceed to continue on in spite of the gods' will.
So in that case, the second half of the day, I will spend casting Identify on everything in the captain's cabin.
Oh yes.
All right.
And also, well, first of all, those documents we recovered that we found the battle plans on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So on the documents.
Yes.
Yes. You are being tracked.
Tigger just holds the documents. He has the
Going on.
These documents have a tracking spell on them.
Shit. I'll get a fire.
I have a better idea.
What?
Cerberus,
Yes.
Your kind can eat magic, yes?
Yes, yes. I can. It is a very unique ability.
He'll hold out the documents. Absorb the magic
Mary
from
will
these,
give.
please.
Yeah.
Okay. I proceed to use Devour Magic on the
Mary will
document.
also surrender any gift documents she may have had.
So basically, Cerberus just cast Dispel Magic on the documents.
Basically.
All right.
The charm fades from, or at least from your detect magic sight, as they are now just pieces of paper with
Clara's drawings
hints
on the
of,
back.
yeah, Clara's drawings and like hints of like necromancy, because being undead and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then if Cerberus was missing any hit points, he would regain 15 for each thing dispelled, but he's not missing any hit points, so
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that explains. That explains a lot. That explains a lot.
oh,
How?
everyone also notices that Cerberus has grown a fourth head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
It's
right.
in the color of amethyst.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So she's like, all right. Well, that's troubling.
Actually, I'm going to flavor it that once he's consumed the documents, that's when the fourth head sprouts.
That makes a lot more sense.
Because absorbing the magic.
So she's just gonna. What the fuck? How did?
Oh.
Just-
The red head will look over at the new one. Yeah, that just happens sometimes.
Biologically speaking, that does not make sense.
Dragons
The fact
are
that-
very magical creatures.
How does that even? No. You know what? You know what? There's too many other things going on. I cannot focus on the logistics of whatever that is. No offense. No, whatever that is. No offense, Spot. But
Zadar will comment and be like, seems similar to a Hydra, except he's a dragon. Strange.
oh god, you're telling me the Hollywood version of the Hydra is the real thing and not the man-sized 9-headed snake?
Yeah.
Hydras aren't snakes. They're reptilian, but not snakes. They
Yeah.
are more draconic in nature.
Oh, now I'm guessing you're going to tell me they're called Medusas and not Gorgon.
I have a friend who is a Medusa.
Son of a bitch. Mythology major, remember?
Yeah, I know. No, Gorgons are actually they're sort of mechanical bulls. I'm not sure why they're called Gorgons.
I mean, Greek mythology did have mechanical bulls. They weren't called Gorgons there either. The point is, where I came from, Medusa was a person, not just a lady with snakes in their hair.
And
Wait, actually, wait, back up. Those are real too? Like stone eyes turn people to stone and everything?
she's the owner of the magic shop here in town.
Many creatures have a petrifying gaze. Medusas, I've heard of other
Basilisks,
lizard and-
cockatrices.
Yes.
Cracks?
Various things.
I just checked.
Yeah.
According to the, there is nothing on the Forgotten Realm wiki about why they're called Gorgons. By the way,
Yeah. And anyways, Mary's just gonna ponder that for a second, and then she's just gonna. Well, now that we're on the talk of biology, how does the snake hair even work? Like, do they all actually, like, are all the mouths like? Do they not have actual throats, or if they do they just go through her brain? How does that work?
Zadar just shrugs. Perhaps you should ask Anastasia when she comes back.
Okay. I mean,
No, don't look her in the eye. Wouldn't want
no
to
shit,
the
Sherlock.
stone.
I'm going to be using a mirror. I'm going to be using a mirror. That's how Perseus survived.
Ooh.
Forget it. I don't have time to give a lecture on the Odyssey. We have a damn ship to build. Listen, if we got time to sit down, I will happily regale the entire thing. But
Perseus wasn't in the Odyssey. That was Odysseus.
yes, that's right. Shoot.
Perseus was his own myth.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that one was called.
He wasn't with the Argonauts either, so
Yeah, that's true. Heracles was, though. I almost called him Hercules. Trying to remember which one that was. Was it just called Perseus?
Might have been.
Possibly.
I think it was just like one of the lore bits that I think one of the early plays that Aristotle wrote.
Yeah, I know, because like Perseus did a lot. It wasn't just the Medusa thing.
Yeah.
Medusa, Kraken.
Yeah,
Those are the main two he's known for.
yeah.
Those are the
main two.
boar,
But he
the
also,
lion.
the
Hydra, the
he
boar,
did
and
a
the
lot
lion
of
are
things.
Hercules.
Okay, well, no, it's not the Kraken. It was actually just a fish called a Leviathan.
Yeah,
Kraken
that's
was
true, because the Kraken was more of a Norse thing than it was Greek. That's a common misconception.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Big sea monster thing.
I mean, hell, when you say the name Kraken and then think Norse, you suddenly think that sounds much more at home there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you
Mostly
think of Pintel and Righetti's argument about the pronunciation of Kraken.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Point is, sea monster.
At least it's easier to pronounce Kraken as opposed to Jormungandr.
Kraken Lacken.
I mean,
That's
because
what this
there's so
is.
many arguments how you're supposed to pronounce the R at the end, or if you're supposed to pronounce it at all. If it's just Jormungand or Jormungandr or Jormungunde. If you're supposed to make a weird grunting sound at the end, like it's really weird. Why can't it just be called the big ass snake?
We have digressed.
Very much.
Back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
Tigger, what were you doing the second half of the day?
Well, after I finished casting Identify,
On the papers.
Oh yeah, Identify on that. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything else on the room, you got like, you got like a couple of other things.
Well, that was what I was looking for. Was that so? Now that I found it, I would stop casting Identify on everything.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was looking for. That's what I was trying to figure out. Are these documents tracking us? And yes, they are.
Yeah. If it wasn't the documents, then we'd have to check everything else.
I should have done that like a long time ago, and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I just thought of it, and I'm like, dang it!
Yeah.
We had done that in the cave. When we first found them, we could have dispelled magic on them and then took them everywhere we wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. That just'll learn us.
Yeah.
Learn us to just trust paper.
Cast Identify on everything we find.
Yeah.
I mean, wizard level, I can cast it for free. I don't even have to prepare it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What all can Mary do for free now? I mean, obviously she has restrictions, but she can do stuff for free now. It's weird. Ah, that's what it was. Okay.
Okay, well, casting Identify and then dispel magic on something doesn't take the
No, it takes 10 minutes.
second half of the day.
Work on that thing I was talking to you about.
Oh, okay then.
Just for flavor, because I like in character, like mechanically, it'll take me an hour, but for flavor, I'll work on it over time. Because I don't know what else to work on.
Okay.
Installing all the parts onto your rifle, maybe?
I mean, I thought I already did that.
Oh, okay. I thought the first half of the day, when Spencer said it was just you acquiring them, but that must have been my misinterpretation.
Well,
Anyways.
that would take like at most like an hour, maybe
Yeah,
2 hours.
exactly, because
You go to the store, you shop, and you come back.
Yep, and I come back, and then it takes me like a half hour to do all those modifications because I have such a high modifier to Tinker's tools.
Mm-hmm.
Just one last question from Mary to Cerberus. Where'd you get the name Cerberus anyway?
That is a good question.
It sounded pretty cool.
Where I came from, it was a myth about a 3-headed dog. Although more interesting than the dog itself was the fact that there's actually some that scholars from my world argued whether or not the name translated to spotted.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought
I
you
think
might.
it has to do with the fact, and this is when he starts speaking, all four of his heads are now talking in sync simultaneously. I think it has to do with the fact that I have multiple heads. And besides, it is much simpler on your non-draconic tongues than my actual name.
Sure enough. Sure enough. Well, we better get back to work. By the way, that is a real thing, by the way. There is seriously a thing that Hades may have named
Hades
his dog
has a
Spot.
giant 3-headed hellhound named Spot.
Yep, and I think that's great. It just goes to show that Hades is a lot more chill than people think he is.
Of all the Greek deities, Hades is like the one good guy in the entire Greek pantheon.
There's literally only one specific
with his wife
version
who he
of a
doesn't
myth.
cheat on with his dog.
Yeah.
He's literally just hanging out in his palace with his wife and his dog.
Yeah, and there's literally only one version of a very specific myth where Hades was kind of a scumbag, and that just more or less just involved how he became the husband of Persephone.
Yeah.
But even when you take that into account, it's worth pointing out that Hades has been nothing but a great husband to her.
Yeah, especially for Greek mythology.
He's actually loyal.
Yeah.
And also, there's a myth with Hades where a guy went to him. A guy's wife died, and he went to Hades, and he was expecting to have to pay this big price to bring her back, and he just did it for free because he could see how much the guy loved his wife.
Well, actually, there. I heard a slightly different story. I don't know if this is the same story or not, but I know that in the labors of Heracles, Heracles went down, and he wasn't even getting his wife; he was getting his friend's wife back. And he came down, and all he did was he told Hades why he was coming down for her, and Hades was just like, "Ah, damn it! You hit me where I feel. Go on, take her." Get on, you little scamp.
Anyways,
he's much more chill than you'd think.
Okay.
Enough digressing about Greek mythology, as amazing as it is.
All right. But yes, second half of the day. You guys are, Lord of Ox is squaring off.
Yeah. I assume we're gonna have to talk to Gretchen more about how we expand or get to a new location, because she.
Okay. So if you want,
we need a bigger stand to accommodate for the cooking area. Because we don't really have a kitchen anymore.
She can't do that, but basically you got to. What is it? So here's how it works. Okay, so nobody has the deed to to any place in this city, because nobody owns anything here. Everyone's just kind of living out of ramshackle things. So, well, not ramshackle, but
wait, are you telling me this is an entire society of squatters?
Yes.
Yes, and you want to know who can tell who knows they're all squatting? Dar, that's why he like calls you all outsider. He's watching you. He's like, you're all squatting in that temple.
It's like none of these buildings are are like built within the last 60 years. They're all ancient ruins that just so happen to be here that formed the purpose of like buildings that could be of other use. Save B for the engineering guild, which took like several buildings and basically built built walls in between them, and then busted out other walls to make one big structure.
Fair enough.
All right. So
The Colosseum was already there. What was it? Beladros's house was already there. The churches were already there.
So what you're saying is Gretchen doesn't want to move her stand so that she can accommodate having a guy who draws more customers by selling delicious dumplings at her stand.
No. That's not what I'm trying to.
He's saying he can't give you real estate.
That Gretchen. Yeah. It's like you
They don't
more or
own
less
real
just
estate.
have to buy it off like another person who's already there. It's like
Okay.
there isn't like some sort of like real estate agency that sells
All right.
these things.
But if no one owns it, why are they charging us rent for a building they don't own?
Yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, that building got blown up, so they're not anymore.
Yeah.
We have
we
about
don't-
free real estate.
Yeah. Listen. We're paying. We'll pay our tax up until our home was no longer existing, because we're good people like that. But because the home is no longer in use and was unjustly attacked, we will not be attacking. However, we will take our non-existent fire insurance.
Fire insurance was not included in the contract.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, non-existence fire insurance. We should have gotten fire insurance. With our line of work, we should have gotten bomb insurance.
As in, we're insuring the bombs, or we're getting insurance against bombs?
Insuring against bombs.
Okay, because like, are we taking out an insurance policy on Paimon's bombs or something like that, and be like, this one's defective, it didn't go off, I demand a refund?
Yeah, our rat blew up our house. We want our money.
Do you have any way to prove that?
Yeah, actually.
How do you know it was Paimon's bombs?
Yeah, it's called, did you see that damn explosion?
Yeah, but how do you tell that's Paimon's bombs and not anyone else's?
What makes you think she'd deny it?
She denied it because it's not her work.
But would she? I mean,
It's like a calling card, but for But for explosive experts.
Anyways, yeah. So in other words, what we need to do is Gretchen and Lur need to start raising money so that they can get better accommodations for themselves. Shop-wise.
Okay. So second half of the day, which is actually the morning, because this all started at night. I guess like what is it? Okay, I guess Gretchen would be asleep during the night.
Yeah.
So second half. Okay. So yes. It's not necessarily raising money, it's just that you gotta find like a right place for it. I guess roll me a perception check.
All right, Lur, don't fail me now. Where are you? There you are. Roll. Okay, which sheet is it? Can you hear all the paper I have to shuffle? Because I'm a mad lad using real character sheets. As God intended.
Okay.
All right. 220. That's 19.
Ooh, 19. All right. What kind are you looking for? Are you looking for good location? Are you looking for what is it like reasonable size? Are you looking for what are you looking for?
Honestly, honestly looking for some. Well, I mean, if we were good marketers, we would be looking for a reasonably good location and reasonable and a reasonable size to accommodate what we need to do. Because
Yeah,
because what we effectively are gonna have to do now, because our base of operations has been completely brought up in smoke, is that we're probably gonna have to do an arrangement where Gretchen and myself are gonna have to brew our stuff in house as opposed to cooking it somewhere else and then bringing it here.
right.
I mean,
What
we could
size are you
reasonably do
looking
that.
for?
We could technically do that on the ship, but there isn't a whole lot of room to actually accomplish that without getting goods damaged.
Yeah. So what size of a place are you looking for?
That is the question, isn't it? Because I have no idea what's all involved in potion making, but I do know what a reasonable kitchen size is.
Um, you do know from experience,
Yeah.
or at least from context clues, that Gretchen basically just needs like a 20-foot by 20-foot attic-sized space. You know, she probably also wants a what is it? A patio of sorts to grow more of those cactus plants.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So we'll probably need something. Damn. Having to look at. Damn. The guy. Damn. Somebody who's never had to move is having to think floor space.
Housing market.
Yep. Let's think here. So she needs like a 20 by 20. Lord of Ox really just needs a kitchen and a place to store his stuff, as well as. And then they could just use the same. And then they could probably just use the same stall to be able to sell their stuff from, because they are effectively being joint owners. Uh, probably maybe a 20 by 40.
20 by 40.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
And of course, and actually, 20 by 40 with obviously something like some with some little attachment area where we can grow the stuff we need. Wouldn't be a
Right.
bad idea for Lurdovox to try to start farming some of his own stuff too.
All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to look at stuff on this wiki because I found it earlier on this wiki and then I forgot where you guys put it. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. All right.
Oh, are you looking at the
Um.
construction costs?
Yeah. But I'm ignoring construction costs
Yeah,
because
because those have
it's
purchasing real estate costs on them.
yeah, because it's technically already built.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what the purchasing costs are for.
We will pay for the sandstone to construct our own kitchen. I kid. There's no room for that in this city.
I'm trying to think
I'm
of like
surprised there's enough room for
sizes.
us to put a galleon, even when we put it on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, how many rooms are you thinking?
Well, really all we need is I'm trying to think, because there'll probably be the main room, which is probably where all the actual selling takes place. And then
Do
there's
you want
gonna
this to be a sit-down restaurant, or do you want it to like be a on
We're
be a
probably
kind of
we're probably still gonna run kind of like a stand deal, because while Lur could do a sit down restaurant, realistically getting the ingredients for something like that is kind of questionable.
Plus,
But then
it'll eat up a lot of his time.
yeah, exactly. And not only that, but also like I know the floor space we got, but like that's not enough for a good restaurant. And besides, we'd have to hire more staff for that sort of thing, and
Which means paying more minions.
yeah,
means
and we're just
more minions.
yeah, and we're listen, we're just trying to make some extra cash. We're running a potion shop and a dumpling stand. We're kind of
but you need something big enough to what is it? You need something big enough for the upkeep of what is it? Of an entire crew of people with no other source of revenue.
Yeah.
Well, we have the weekly things.
Yeah. Right now what I'm doing is I'm having Lur effectively help with the money situation. Although I would like to point out he didn't really talk to Skirvo about doing this. He's just doing it because he's had way too much fun with the hiring spree. And so Skirvo probably didn't realize Lurdevox hasn't been at the ship for a couple days.
I mean, I did
until
do
until
the math.
Lurden.
Just for curiosity, if literally everyone survives the battle, we'll be paying just under 3,500 gold a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's if
3,500 gold.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's the number we're going after. That's again.
Yeah.
That is if everyone survives the battle, which
50
is
times 3.
highly
It's
unlikely.
It's 150 gold a day.
Are you, unlikely is
How many
an
people did we hire again?
understatement.
How many did we end up hiring overall? How did you get 3,500?
Okay, so we hired.
We hired like 100 and what was that? 150.
We did not hire 100 people. We did not hire 100 people.
No, we hired 100.
We hired 108 people at 3 gold a day.
Yeah.
And we hired 4 people at 5 gold a day.
I didn't think we had that many crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of crew. We got
plus
over double what we
11
originally
plus
projected.
10 plus 12 plus 16.
Our drive
plus
went a lot
7
better than we expected.
Plus 2 plus.
But we have other means if we need it. Like I'm gonna.
How'd you not realize we hired 108 people? You were the one writing them down. You were there.
Oh, okay. I just tallied up the non-named ones and plus the Bogdan twins, and that's 88 just with the 18 schmucks and 11 sailors and 10 dock hands and 12 guard rejects and 16 schmucks and 7 sailors. I didn't do the math for those ones.
Yeah. Don't forget that everybody outside the
plus all the named
four
ones
has to get paid.
Yeah. Okay. So
and that includes Lurdevox, even though Lurdevox is kind of paying for himself, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's kind of paying himself to be here, which kind of speaks to the mindset of this very, very strange man.
15 times 7. 105. 110. Yeah, we hired 112 people. 4 of them are at 5 gold a day, so it's 108 times 3.
Number crunching.
4 times 9.
Technical difficulties. The number crunching.
344 times 10 days. Yeah, that would be 3,440 gold a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
But I know one source of money that we will have after the battle that I'm gonna use my next time slot to investigate a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But you want to afford like more of your projects, though, right?
I know.
Ticker?
this will probably allow me to do that too. Like,
Yeah.
the amount of money I'm going to get from it is
You going to sell more purple worm
ridiculous.
poison?
No,
Yeah.
no, I am not.
You know
Because
what?
I
You know what's
imagine that the person I was selling purple worm poison to isn't going to want to buy it anymore, even if I survive.
Yeah. But by the way, I would like to point out here's something real nice. Kind of sleazy, but real nice about our corporation when it comes to our finances.
Hmm.
We didn't promise like a death pay or anything like that.
Nope.
We
Yeah, we'll have to collect.
yeah, there's no life insurance, so
Yeah.
so if they get killed, sorry. And that's kind of the deal. And I can already suspect that quite a few of these crew members are gonna be jumping ship once the battle's done, whether they live or die.
Mhm.
Because like I'm almost dead certain the mercenary is gonna leave after the battle.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of the schmucks might be like, yeah, this isn't for me, I'm done.
Plus, some fools may
That's
just end up getting
assuming
killed. Dark notion. What?
that's assuming that all the idiots didn't get killed.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
like the ones that survive might be like that one kid from the Mass Effect 2 Garrus recruitment mission.
Oh, that
Oh
kid.
yeah.
Yeah. Where you tell him, no, buzz off. You don't want to do this, and he like
Yep.
sends you a message like, yeah,
I didn't want to do it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And or my yeah, I would like to point out that I mean there is a good chance that all the random schmuck sailors might want to stay aboard, just because they're sailors,
Yeah.
and they're like yeah, look at these lily livered ninnies. They
These landlubbers.
think a little scuff like that was too much for them.
You forgot to call them landlubbers.
Saw them all.
Oh, okay. Quick question.
Yeah.
Cerberus is a large creature, and I calculated his carrying capacity. It's
Oh, yeah, that's
1,200
another thing
pounds
that-
right now.
Oh yeah, that's another
At
thing
level
that
11,
happened.
How is it
when
only
he gets
1,200 pounds right now?
because strength score of 20 multiplied by 15 to get medium strength score, powerful build times 2, large creature
Yeah,
times that 2
you're right,
again.
you're right. Okay, anyways.
And then level
Actually,
11.
that's another thing I wanted to.
Level
I wanted
11,
to roleplay a little
it
bit.
increases to 1,320 pounds because my strength, con, and charisma scores all increase to 22 at level 11.
That was
So-
another thing I wanted to roleplay a little bit. I forgot that you're a large creature now.
Yeah, like,
Just Mary looks over. Captain, did he get bigger? I just bloody got my eyes checked. What? I can't be bugging out already. Ugh. I'm gonna go. Well, as long as he stays up top, it'll be fine.
He is actually
Okay.
bigger. Dragons grow quickly in their youth.
yeah. So in theory,
Too
our
quick.
board we can board 2 separate ships simultaneously. We drop the boarding ramp spike on one ship,
The
and
Corvus.
then just fly it. Yeah, the Corvus, and then just fly in a strike team onto another ship on the back of a dragon.
Okay, that's what you meant. Because I was gonna say we do not want to get in between two ships. That's how you get double broadsided.
Yep.
No. We have one
Yeah.
Corvus. We board one ship, the
Yeah.
boarding style, and then we just airdrop a second strike team.
All right, I'll be back. I need to attend to something.
Alright.
In the meantime,
Spencer. So what did you end up deciding for what equipment Theron did and didn't have?
what is it? I'm trying to figure out like, did the team hike out into the desert for just Theron's stuff, or do you want Theron to be doing that at the last couple of days?
Um,
Because he
Let's
was
just-
only released as like a not slave in the last week.
Yeah, well, I was first seeing what all he still had on him.
He would
if
have
anything.
nothing on him.
Okay.
Like what is it? When you got a new body, your old body is still there.
Oh, lovely.
Gotta loot your own body.
Let's see here. We died on this side of the canyon. Well, we launched our attack thing on this side of the canyon. No, it was up the cliff face. It was up on top of the ridge. So, well, you know what? I'm looking at the old list of stuff. How much gold? Oh, he hasn't made any because it all went to paying off the debt. Right, that's right. He wouldn't have anything on him. He literally has no money. You know what? Yeah. It only took a couple of days to go out there and back last time. We got several. He'll go out to get his stuff.
Alright.
And Sadar is reading the tome. Like 16 hours a day.
You guys probably heard that a Yahoo going by, revving their engine real loud outside.
I didn't hear it.
I did not hear it either.
Oh, okay.
I have returned.
You have returned. Good.
I saw camels on 2nd Street.
I have returned. There's okay, so what are we doing now? Or
So Sadar is spending 16 hours today to read the tome.
Yes.
excellent.
Which is literally every minute of the day that's not taken up by the 8 hours of long rest.
It's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
Well, it's 40 hours, and I'm going to try and get it done in 3 days. So
I know. I'm just saying.
yeah, 16
Wow,
2
you're
days
a
and
big
8 the third day.
nerd.
What?
You're a big nerd spending your entire day reading.
It's just like
it's reading and practicing mental exercises and all
it's
that.
like oh you want to sit down and read as opposed to chase the snake lady. That's fine. It's like
she's busy with an actual job, and he's busy studying for his kind of job.
Murder is not a job.
Well,
Unless you're an assassin, and you're not an assassin.
I didn't say murder. No. Studying up on magic when you're a mage? Surely that's your quote-unquote job. I said kind
That's a passion. Come on.
Okay. The best you can say is that it marks up something on your resume.
Very passionate about what they do. Yeah, so we'll
well, Theron's going off to retrieve his stuff.
Yeah. Theron found where his stuff was?
Well, it hasn't moved.
So he went to go get back.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He will take a rifle with him, but he's not, unarmed. So does it have any ammunition?
Your bow?
No, the bow is with the dead body. The rifle, one of the rifles we recovered from the dead bodies.
Oh. Yeah, it's got ammunition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how to load it?
I mean, so aren't the rules if you're proficient with
Yes. If you're proficient with at least
bows.
one martial ranged weapon, you are proficient with that gun.
So
Okay.
yeah, because he has long bow, short bow, war bow, hand crossbow.
The way the firearm rules are set up, it's designed in such a way because firearms are actually very easy to be trained in. That's why they caught on so quickly in real life, is because they're really, really easy to train someone how to use.
And they don't require the physical strength that bows and crossbows require.
Yeah. So that's why they're pretty easy to get proficiency with. So you have to be proficient with all simple ranged weapons, and you're proficient with matchlock and flintlock. And then if you're proficient with at least one martial ranged weapon, you are proficient with all firearms.
I mean, it isn't like, the road to firearms being as widespread as they are wasn't as easy as you'd think, because believe it or not, even as early as like the Renaissance era, there was something like a firearm.
Well, there were firearms pre-Renaissance. There were firearms in the
exactly.
1200s. They were more like, hand cannons that
Yeah.
were somewhere across between a blunderbuss and an actual like cannon,
Yeah,
just shaped down to the size of a man.
and heck, there's even an armor set somewhere in I don't remember what museum it's in, but like it has a bullet dent on it because somebody shot it several centuries ago.
Yeah, it's just they took a while because people had to perfect gunpowder and ballistics and smithing of barrels.
Yeah, it was
smithing
that
a
was
cylinder
not
is a lot
something
harder
somebody
than smithing
invented.
a flat plate.
Yeah, that was not something people invented overnight. That took
No, but like
centuries.
In terms of when they were a thing, they caught on very quickly because they're easy to be trained with.
They're easy to train. They're harder to make than previous weaponry because you have to make a metal tube.
Yeah.
So forging it is more difficult, which is probably the reason for the slow induction of firearms. Is just forging was the issue, not training people how to use them.
Yeah, the creation is super difficult, but once they got created, they got everywhere because of that.
Here's a boomstick.
Okay, let's stop going off of history. Okay.
Lovely. Anyways, tangents.
Anyways, so yes, you have a gun now.
He has it was let's see here. I'm gonna write down in this section. GIF rifle. Oh, he does take off the axe bayonet because there's no need for that.
Yeah, easier to carry.
Yeah,
easier to aim too.
Yep. Okay, so the rifle was a 40-120 range. You said.
Yep.
120. 2d12 piercing. How much ammo for it does he have?
You have. Roll me a perception check under the person who found it.
So
that would probably be
Sadar.
Yeah.
Plus 9. 8 plus 9. Oh. 15.
With a 15, you find roughly, 2 cartridges, so 16 bullets.
Lovely.
16 bullets?
Yeah.
They have 8 bullet clips to them?
Oh no, they're not clips.
Yeah, but like
they're just containers of bullets.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
they're just containers of bullets. Okay. I was confused.
16.
Because bolt
Barry's
action
the one who has.
Because bolt action weapons under the firearm rules have 5 rounds, like clips.
5 rounds. Yeah, magazine.
Yeah, clips. But these are, These are just boxes of bullets.
Okay. I was confused.
Yeah, I need to figure out. Speaking of which, I need to figure out modern day firearm standards for guns, because just for Mary's 2 guns. So that way I have a reasonable estimate of how many shots she has before she needs to reload with each of her guns. Because she has a pistol.
Okay, so first of all, it depends upon the size of the cartridge, and then
it depends on the pistol, really.
Well, in different brands, there's an average size for most handguns, depending upon whether it's single stack or double stack. There's an average size you can, depending upon the brand, get extended magazines and super extended magazines and so forth. But on average, it depends on the cartridge. So what cartridge is it?
I don't
9
know
millimeter,
about. That
9
was
millimeter,
never written
45,
down. I just know they're
38.
9 millimeter.
Those are the 3 common ones. 9 millimeter, 45, and 38 are the common ones.
Yeah.
I
know it's a 9 millimeter.
9 millimeter. Okay, if it's a full size handgun, then it's 17 to 18 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. If it's a compact, which is the size one size smaller, then it's 15 on average, and then there's the subcompact, which is like 7.
Yeah. Okay. So, funnily enough, she has exactly 18 bullets.
18. So that would be
So that
one.
means she doesn't even get to reload.
Yeah, in theory, with modern firearms, that would be one fully loaded, full size handgun. Either 18 in the magazine or 17 plus 1 in the chamber, which is, I mean, either way, it's 18 is 18.
Yeah. And as for the rifle, she has 42 rounds.
42 rounds. I mean, rifle cartridges are the other exception because, I mean, with the same platform, it just depends entirely on how big a magazine you bought, assuming it's anything bigger than like a 22. But even then, 22s, I have 10-round magazines, and I have 30-round magazines. I have 50 round. No, not 30. I have 10, 25, and 50-round magazines.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's safe to assume that she doesn't need to reload for that thing either.
Common size cartridges, magazines for 5.56 and 308 rifle magazines are 30 round. That's a common size. You can also get, I mean, you can get much bigger ones that are drum mags that can hold up to 100, 120 bullets each.
Well, yeah, it's an assault rifle, so
yeah. Standard AR magazine is 30 rounds, 20 to 30 rounds.
Okay, so she will need to reload that thing.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I mean, it is an FBI issued one, but
you said it was like 42 rounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could easily be 2 20-round magazines plus 2 bullets to put in the chamber.
Yeah.
And realistically,
so you could have 2.
I mean,
yeah.
Ticker would have the skills to reload bullets, so
yeah,
like refill them.
As do like just recover your brass and do ammo reloading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would just the biggest issue with that would just simply be finding new primers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Mary, if Ticker wants to talk to Mary while she's cleaning her guns, she'd be happy to tell him about him because she.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, she's not a space traveler. She's not afraid about breaking the Prime Directive.
Yeah, and then with bolt actions, it depends upon whether or not it has a tube down the underside of the barrel like a shotgun, or if it has an actual magazine out the bottom.
I'm pretty sure it has a magazine out the bottom.
So yeah, then you would have standard various sizes. But if it's a assault rifle of any kind from the modern times, it would be a semi-automatic, which would not have a mag tube.
To be fair, it's the funny thing about this is that they the character sheet here, I think it just specifies clip size, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, just specified clip size. So actually, I think that is just 42 rounds that she had.
A 42-round magazine? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the standard size is 20 or 30.
Okay, so yeah. All right. No, I'm just looking over her sheet again just to see if I missed anything. And I mean her old sheet.
The OG
yeah.
sheet.
Okay. So yeah, she has a 42 round magazine, which means she doesn't really get the choice to reload that thing either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm just checking over to see if I missed writing down how many magazines she actually had, which I must have. So, for the sake of fairness, we'll just say she has the one for each.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sake of keeping it simple and reasonable.
Mm-hmm. 18 rounds of 9mm Luger?
She has 2 guns she effectively doesn't need to reload.
Plus, you do have 60 bullets.
Yeah.
I mean, with the rate we've been doing with combat, that'll be enough for a long time.
She's
you got to keep in mind that there's also 2 other gunslingers, plus a monk, plus a pyro, plus
and it really helps
that
Mary's strength isn't really her shooting stuff; it's her pointing out stuff that needs to be shot.
Adroit analysis.
Yep. That's her strength. She's all about point. She has the same role as Peppy from Star Fox. Use bombs wisely.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold up. The gift gun. It requires a what is it? It requires a strength of 14 to use
Oh,
because it's like a very large gun. It's a
So it's
hand
like
cannon.
an equivalent of like a 50 BMG or something like that.
okay. In
Yeah.
that case, I will not buy the stuff because I don't have the strength to use it, and
Neither do
that
I.
means
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it you need to have it use it like heavy armor, and you're just slowed down, or is it you just can't do it like the massive weapons?
It's just, yeah, they're like massive weapons. You would have disadvantage
Oh, okay.
when attacking with it.
yeah, I can't be doing that. I probably would still let Skirbo use my pistol because I can use my lightning launcher, but I would not use the rifle because
Yeah.
Well then, I guess he
I
won't
just hope
use
you
the
still have
rifle.
your stuff written down because there should be a point later where we talk about modifying Skirfo's pistol
well, yeah,
to something better.
but that it takes a long while to actually build a firearm.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
A number of work days equal to like something minus your intelligence modifier, a minimum of one work day, or something like that. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
way longer than we have is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that, failing that, Skirvo could just
I'm not
get
seeing
more
anything in the firearms
flintlocks.
page under time required to create under creating firearms.
It's not on there because I forgot it. It's a
Yeah.
thing
okay.
though.
Worst case scenario, if we want to go the cheap route, Skirvo can just get more flintlocks and do the Blackbeard thing where he had multiple guns on his person so that he could fire multiple times.
Okay. Back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Did any of you want to do anything else during the first day?
Darren heads
uh,
to go get his stuff. Yes.
Not particularly. I just kind of assume that from Lurdevox's point, him and Gretchen just spent the whole day looking at what their options were and until they came across the place.
So that we can still say Ticker was out during the first half of the day, just for ease of things. Returning that airship maintenance book.
okay then. Smart move.
Yeah.
No penalties.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we have all our books from the library returned.
Yep.
Yeah.
We could sell the gift rifles. Probably. Actually, no. We could. Let's see here. Who all in our crew could make use of them?
Either we could have some of our crew members make use of them, or alternatively, we could use them to set up. Admittedly, we could
mounted gun platforms, like machine guns on modern ships that are just on a stand. We could mount them to the hull.
That was a thing for old-fashioned ships too. They're called swivel guns.
Yeah, yeah, we could set up swivel guns with them.
Yeah,
have smaller guns that are mounted to the ship, and since they're mounted to something, it would realistically take less strength to use.
Yeah,
it
probably not much of any strength to use.
It wouldn't require a strength score because it's bolted to the ship.
Yeah.
They don't need to pick it up. They just need to point.
Yeah.
Point and pull trigger.
Yeah. So we could probably look into doing that with some of those.
Yeah. I can definitely
perhaps
spend
on
one
the
of my
command
time
deck where there aren't really many cannons.
Yeah. I can definitely spend one of my time slots doing that.
Yeah, Mary will help.
But not on the first day because we were out of time slots for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. 2 days remaining.
Oh boy. 2 days remaining.
Oh
what
god.
do
damn it.
reading.
I'm playing the Song of Time, guys. We're going back.
What would Cerberus be doing? That's the one thing I haven't figured
you
out.
were not high enough level to cast that spell?
Sorry. I couldn't
That isn't
help
even
it.
a spell.
Exactly.
Every time we forget.
Well, not a spell that you know of.
Well, yeah, not a
Wait.
spell, at least in the rules of 5th edition.
I don't
Might have
think
been a
any
thing
of
in
you
older
know the
editions.
pain of playing that game when you enter a temple on the second day and you're like, I do not have the time to do this.
I played Majora's Mask. I know the pain of that.
Oh my god, that was so hard.
Getting those Zora eggs sucked because I kept running out of time.
Oh, and the Song of Double Time does not help.
Nope.
Anyways, Or no, the inverted Song of Time. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That does not help. I mean, the Song of Double Time really doesn't help.
Yeah.
You know what?
And it's a useful
Because I have-
song, but it doesn't help with that.
Yeah.
Because I have
Anyways,
no
moving
idea
on.
what
Yeah. So
Cerberus would be doing.
Dawn of the.
Would Ticker have needed Cerberus? Or Ticker and Cerberus needed Cerberus to moving anything around the ship or flying things up or anything like that?
We might still be attaching big gun, getting the actual cannons affixed to the ship.
That you'll be
was
using
already
the
done.
main.
All right.
So maybe.
Okay. Because what I'm going to say, because I can't figure out anything for him to do, he would have gone with Theron since he knows Theron, and since he can fly, they can just fly straight there instead of walking for days on end.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Fly and they can be back sooner.
Yep.
Mhm.
Plus, he has no reliance on armor or weapons or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your boys equipped. Get your boys equipped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. We're gonna make sure that we do also at some point pull in Anastasia so that she's also appraised of some of the things we're gonna need to do and get an assessment of what we can and can't do using her abilities.
Well, Zadar has 8 free hours on the 3rd day.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do that on this day, and then he'll do 8 in the book today, and the last 16 tomorrow.
Yeah. You might wanna have Sidar and Lurdovox send her the captain's way at some point, because we're gonna need to get prepared because we're cutting it close.
Yep.
Actually, he can still study and send a snake. Yes, because I have a familiar. He sends a snake to go with a message to go. Actually, he has Scurvo. He has Scurvo. If there is anything he wishes to ask Anastasia, because he's sending a yes.
Actually, I'd like her to come here. We need to discuss strategies, and we need to strategize our next moves, and I need knowledge on what my crew is capable of.
Alright, so Sadar will send a message via the snake, written on a piece of paper attached to
Yeah.
the snake, asking Anastasia to come to the ship for a planning and strategy meeting.
Yeah.
Sure, a planning and strategy meeting. Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
He's completely oblivious. Remember this. He is completely oblivious.
I know.
Sadar, what do you mean you invited her to the ship and you aren't even meeting her? What's even the point of inviting her? I know the captain wanted to see her, but come on, you could have escorted her.
He's
There are
got
things you
book
could have
reading to
done.
do. He has no time for this.
As magic to study. Well, I mean, he can. We get basically the whole everyone together for the strategy meeting. He could be there, but
Yeah.
every minute counts,
Yeah.
I
and you can't read while you're walking.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I get
All right.
the. Yeah. I'm not really keen on role playing stuff because I plan on revealing what the strategy is later. We've been talking out of game in the players only chat for what we're gonna do. And I have some. Oh, actually, that is something we should do. We should make the armature for the snake.
Oh yeah, I should spend one of my time slots doing that too. So yeah, first time slot on the second day. Do the swivel gun thing.
Yeah.
Right, I guess, like, I don't know, make a check.
Tinker's tools.
Yeah.
At advantage, you got help.
Just a minute. Let me turn flux off because I forgot to do that.
You got help. You got to marry. Look at Mary making things merry.
Play on words there.
28.
28 will do it.
All right.
Well, You got the swivel guns
All right.
in place. But yeah, so Anastasia comes to the ship and
Yeah.
she gets onto the crew and he was like,
The snake is probably flying back with her once I know
Yeah.
he's like, right outside the ship. That's when I basically put a bookmark in my book and close it up.
Oh, Miss Anastasia, what a pleasant surprise to see you here.
yeah, what was this? Uh, I was told Sadar would be
Yeah, well,
here.
I'm coming out like right now as this is happening.
He invited you?
Yes.
This is progress. What? Oh, Sadar! Good. Sadar!
Good. You
How's the reading coming?
studying very interesting techniques.
Well, I suppose the
About
captain
halfway there.
The captain wanted to talk some strategizing with us. Probably something to do with our abilities. I suppose we mustn't keep him waiting. He's been
A bit
rather
upset recently.
he's been burning the midnight oil, as it would seem. He's not. I haven't been in the captain's cabin too much, but I haven't seen. But if he's not talking to someone, he's been staring at a map. What did Sidar ask?
No, he didn't ask anything. He said he is a bit. When you said when he said he was burning the midnight oil before you said midnight oil, he sort of said, "All right," interchiming like a bit up.
Does-
Best not keep him waiting.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So let's so let
To the war room.
so we'll
Or the
yeah
bridge,
so they'll
or
go
whatever
so they'll
room
go
is
so they'll
working
go
for
into
the
the
meeting room,
captain's
planning
cabin
room
to
thing.
so they'll go into the cabin to discuss strategy with the tightly wound Tinker Toy captain.
All right.
And like I said, I'm not even real keen on role playing that because like I said, I want to do those strategies later. But we should talk about doing that. Talk about doing the little strategy and
Realistically, out of character, we can talk about strategy between now and next week.
yeah, that is true.
Like that's
Yep.
not something we have to discuss in character because that's more of a metagamey thing.
Yeah.
Like not to sound bad with that, but it's more like that's a thing we discuss out of character because that's what we do in. That doesn't. It's hard to say it without it sounding bad.
I mean, I'm just kind of hand waving that we're talking about it because
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
literally saying
so
that we're talking about it.
she's a what kind of spellcaster?
She's an abjuration wizard.
Okay, so isn't that the same thing Wit is?
Yep.
So we have two Abjurer wizards. Okay, so that's a lot of defensive stuff. Okay, that's good to know. Plus, there's the
real
whole
good.
petrifying gaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
her defensive spells will be really useful for keeping most of the ship in line. So we'll need to. So it'll be a good idea to have her set up with wit and lure, and then we'll have. And as for everyone else, I think we should have. Well, I think anyone who's not going to be engaged in active combat should be either running cannons or essential systems on the ship. And with many people serving multiple roles, such as, for example, the mercenary could help with like loading some equipment, moving powder, but he's also good for
actually,
keeping.
he's good.
but
He's good enough and scary enough in the fight. Cerberus could probably drop him in on one of the other ships. On like
exactly. We could
drop him on like a GIF equivalent of like a picket
have
boat,
him
and just have
exactly
him
have
just one man
him
show
ready.
take out the whole picket boat. Basically,
the point
Cerberus is our flying dinghy.
Yeah. The point is we need to we'll need to have some people ready as a.
We have aerial cavalry, friends.
Yeah. However, there
take
are some
advantage of it.
people that's not a fully viable option for, like Captain Allosaurus.
Yeah, Allosaurus is probably way too big for.
That's a large creature, I think. So.
Well, even if it was large, I mean, it's more of a mass thing. Allosaurus weighs a lot more than a half ton.
Yeah, exactly. So. Exactly. So that's going to be a bit of an ask.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Allosaurus weighed 2 tons.
Yep,
Yeah,
there you go.
A lot more than a half ton.
Yeah, and we'd also have to account the guy riding him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my carrying capacity is just over a half ton, 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to need to do is we will want to have people set it the real good fighters set aside for things like being the boarding parties.
Mm-hmm.
Like of course the mercenary and the Allosaurus dude.
Yeah, Allosaurus dude could be through the Corvus.
Yeah. He could probably be the first one down the Corvus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I just drop him and not his lizard.
Nah. He's probably gonna want to fight with his dinosaur.
Yeah. So my push drag lift capacity is actually 2,400 pounds.
Yeah,
but I probably can't.
That
for flying between ships.
I would like to point out that if we get into a big fight, we are probably gonna want a dude with his Allosaurus on our side. So as opposed to doing something completely crazy like somebody else rides the Allosaur into battle, which I don't think he'll allow, or the Allosaur for that matter.
Ticker could probably rig up some sort of securing harness to basically have Fester become the minigun on our dragon gunship that's airdropping.
That is what I've been suggesting. We should make a harness for Thester so that you're effectively a small support ship. You're dropping off troops while having
it's our dragon gunship
while having heavy artillery flying around. You're gonna be a basilisk, buddy. You're a basilisk war droid.
Those are cool, but it's a basilisk war droid that breathes fire, lightning, thunder, or just magic shockwave.
Yeah, buddy. That's what we're talking here. So we're gonna have to have
Actually, basilisk war droid's a very, very apt comparison because the original basilisks were dragon-like lizards.
Yep. So we're
just not with
that's pretty much what Cerberus is going to be doing, and I've been constantly suggesting we tie Thester to him, because the idea of a dragon with a rat tied to him holding a minigun just sounds completely crazy to me, and I'm fully on board with that. I am more on board than the captain is on his ship right now. We're gonna want to do that. And should we go ahead and mention the crazy snake idea?
That probably won't be happening too much because I need that to cast my touch range.
Well, at the very least, we want it at the very beginning for the surprise attack. For the surprise attack factor.
Yeah.
As soon as that's done, he can come right back and do what he needs to do. Heck, we can have we could even probably set it up that the whole harness breaks away.
Yep.
So that way we don't have to worry about him taking it off
and being caught in the blast zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because just a lot of my good disease focus spells require touch range.
Yeah.
Or just something closer range. And if I make it originate from the snake, I have much more versatility than
you can only originate touch spells from your familiar.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What was I thinking of? Oh, I think it's the like the homunculus or something like that. You can make ranged spells originate from you or your homunculus.
All right.
I know there's the Lapidus that can do that.
Are we still doing the the Clink? This is the greatest plan.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I guess we should probably work on that too.
Spells.
And just as we thought.
Yeah.
I was mistaken.
Yeah, so we should probably look into doing that too.
Speaking of which, is Paimon actually like a hostage right now?
Oh no, she's not a hostage.
Okay.
Okay, good, because some of our plans hinged on her.
Paimon or Clara?
Like how we're gonna have
Paimon.
to like
Clara's a
Oh yeah,
hostage,
Clark is
obviously.
definitely a hostage
I mean,
That was
I know
from
that
your
Maddie
perspective.
wants to be set up in
Wait,
the
what?
crow's nest, but like realistically speaking, it would probably make more sense to set up her mortar on the command deck or something like that. Maybe closer to the fore of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we want her mortar somewhere where it can actually do damage, as opposed to risk flying right back into our ship.
Yeah. No, the crow's nest would be a good spot to put Theron, though.
Yes.
Well-
exactly.
Well, I mean,
Anyone
would
who's
have his-
good as
he
a
would have
sniper
bow.
would be good up in the
he would have his bow.
up closer to the
Oh my
rigging.
God. What's the range on the bow?
a lot.
400, 1600 with 1600 with the sharpshooter, which he does have, so 1600 feet. So yeah, a lot.
I would have put Mary in the crow's nest for the sole factor of viewing stuff, but I also considered the fact that there's going to be a lot of cannon fire, so she's going to need to be able to actually communicate to Skirvo what needs to be done, and I figured it would be unrealistic to expect
And
her.
Ticker's the helmsman, and if there's all the cannon smoke, we need the all-seeing eye of Sauron to distinguish what all's going on.
Exactly. We need her elven eyes able to see everything.
Elven eyes are not always what they cracked it to be. Sidar
so,
has better sight than Theron, but that's mostly because Theron has 10 wisdom and Sidar has 20 wisdom.
Yeah.
But it's only a difference of 1 because expertise.
So, should we go ahead and mention the thing we want to do so that way we can ask for the rolls for Spencer for building the crazy crap we need to do?
Probably. So,
All right.
Yeah.
crazy plan where you may or may not be doing it with Sidar's familiar as well. Give Clink one of Paimon's bombs and instruct him to sneak into the powder locker of one of the enemy ships.
Yep.
And then,
Okay.
in the case of Sidar's flying snake, drop it and on like a delay fuse or a time fuse and leave before it goes off.
Yeah.
In the case of
All
Clink,
right.
just blow himself up along with the ship because he's not particularly
Kamikaze.
stealthy.
So just Clink is going full kamikaze.
Yep.
Yeah. Clink's whole plan is literally, this is the greatest plan.
No, because he's
And then
inside of it. And he's just gonna blow it up from the inside.
Yep.
Because, like, if we set off one of Paimon's bombs in the powder locker, that
It will
ship is
take it all out.
exploding.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Well,
I figured
okay.
that if
Plus,
we
have
It
Sidar
depends which bomb she puts in it.
Well, yeah, but like if it's a
with a
bomb
standard
that
HE bomb.
standard bomb that creates heat.
Yeah, a standard high explosive warhead.
Ideally,
Plus,
what
we
I'd
also
really
have
like to be able
Sidar
to,
with Skyburst and Call Lightning. being able to
ideally,
just
I'd like to be able to use
zap.
the nuclear bomb in one of those, but
We would
Probably
need
don't
to
want
know
do that
the.
because nuclear fallout.
There is that, but also
who
we don't
needs
know
to
the
care about
yield
that
of the
aside from
nukes.
all you organics?
We also don't know the yield of it, and so if it's a very large yield, then it's gonna take out everything. Because that's how you wipe out cities. You do airburst.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a very small yield, then sure, it's just a nuclear hand grenade guaranteed to blow the ship to Kingdom Come. But if it's any kind of
I mean, I
yield
would
where
like to
the
point out
kilotons
that
are
I don't
higher,
think
then-
Beladros was stupid enough to give Paimon a full-on city-scale nuke.
Well, I mean,
And also,
it depends on.
I said this earlier to the players. I don't think I've ever said it to Spencer. I assume Beladros has at least some form of evacuation efforts underway, given that we told him they plan to gas the city.
Yeah.
Well, okay, none of you have actually got into the city yet during the day. So
Well,
what is it?
Lurvox and them have been at the markets, but
Yeah, but that was yesterday,
Yeah,
not
he's
today.
talking-
today.
Yeah.
We can ask Anastasia.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
really
yeah.
should.
Anastasia talks about like how she has to close up the shop for the meantime. Um, Basically every place is closed at the moment, and
Hmm.
no one's. It's pretty much a ghost town, as everyone
Lovely.
is kind of trying to what is it rig all of the walls with the guns that they've been producing below you. Well, not
Yeah.
guns, but cannons.
Flat
Yeah.
cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so effectively, they've called an all hands on deck, defend the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Hold the line. Uh,
We don't have a Kirihi, though, to give us a great big hold the line speech.
well, there's a fun fact about that I'm gonna have to share later because
Mhm.
I found out about it and it's glorious. It involves Morden in the line, hold the line.
Mhm.
So, anyways, but yeah, so everyone's gonna need to. So everyone else is holding the line while we are going to be pushing the line forward into their faces.
We are the tip of the spear.
Yep. And
Are we
my
the tip of the spear, or are we just the entire spear? Because I don't think that there's any other ships besides us.
there is no other ship besides us.
We are the spear.
So yeah, my current plan, it basically hinges that we want to have effectively Clink and Snake as two stealth bombers,
Mhm.
while uh, while uh, while Cerberus is our support craft with the Gatling gun rat on
Our
him.
mobile gunship.
Yep. He's going to be our mobile gun ship, support craft, and dropping troops where they're needed.
And
Actually, heck, we could.
He's an open door. He's an open bay pelican, basically.
Yeah. Actually, heck, what we could do is that if we identify the lead ship that we need to begin the process of basically capturing, we could realistically. What we could do is we could have Cerberus take the mercenary as well as any other scary mother fricker we got on this ship that he can carry, and then drop them onto the captain's ship with the instructions to A, not kill the captain, and B, not kill the Clara.
Mhm.
And then we can, so that way they can cause havoc while we come in and start in with our Corvus and start anchoring the ship to us.
Does carrying capacity get halved for each size smaller than medium? Or is it just
Yes, it does.
does it get halved to small, or just from small to tiny?
It gets halved to small as well.
Okay, so divided by 2.
Oh yeah,
Divided by 2.
we should.
I'm calculating the carrying capacity for.
Oh yeah,
everything.
and what's her bucket? The moth.
She's a healer.
Volti?
Volte?
Yeah. She's a healer, so I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to set her up. We probably should set her up in the actual med ward.
Oh yeah, on the ship, so that we can, in case any of the gunners get incapacitated through injury or whatnot, then medic.
Yeah. We can dedicate some of the crew to. We got a lot of crew. We can dedicate some of them to moving the injured to the medic facilities and having them run
Below
those kinds
decks.
of duties. Yeah. We'll have the. Yeah, because we got quite a few gun deck. Because we've got a few things. Because remember, we got the top deck and then we've got the gun deck.
Yep.
So we've got quite a few guns on our ship.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got more than enough people to arm them.
Mhm.
Realistically, this leaves like at least half the crew with nothing to do. So we're gonna want them.
Well, there's going to be a crew that needs to be moving, powder and cannonballs from the storage hold to
Exactly.
the actual cannons.
Exactly.
And the most efficient way of doing that, instead of each person grabbing a bag and walking it to the cannon and walking it back, would be to line them all up and then just assembly line it.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be doing that, and then we're going to, and we'll also have people running around moving the injured and things like that of that nature. Because I'm not gonna lie, I fully expect casualties. I will be shocked if this goes off without a hitch.
All right, just so Picker is aware, the maximum weight capacity for carrying capacity for the flying snake is 15 pounds.
And this is, and I want to make it clear, this isn't a Spencer as a DM thing. This is just a my experience as a D&D player thing.
This is just
Every
a
time
logic thing.
yeah, exactly. Every single time, without fail, I've gone into fights with a bunch of NPC party members. They've at least one of them's bitten the dust.
There will be. I would be highly surprised if there is not the death of at least one named character.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if it's just like Norm or something.
Yeah, we stack the deck in our favor, so it is like Norm.
Well, I mean,
Dark
there's also
Notion.
Dark Notion that we wouldn't be.
Shoot, I don't know what Dark Notion does.
He stands in a corner and goes completely berserk.
Oh my god! No, we dropped Dark Notion on the ship, on the enemy ship.
Just to confuse
We
the heck out
dropped
of all.
Dark Notion on the enemy ship because they won't be able to figure him out either.
They'll stop mid-fight and just be like, "What?"
Just real quick,
Okay.
out of curiosity, what
Is this
mechanically? Mechanically, what is he?
Okay, so he is a drow swashbuckler with magic capabilities.
Okay, so yeah, put him on the enemy ship.
He'll be sitting there talking to himself, swinging his sword around, fighting no
He's-
one, and all the Giff are just going to stop and be like, "Who are you? What are you doing? And what? How crazy are these people if they're using this person as their front line of defense?"
Is this seriously their
We'll
plan?
just terrify them by
So
dropping
here's
the
what we do.
crazy man in front of them.
Here's what we do. We drop off Dark Notion first. And then while they're still confused figuring out what's going on there, we drop the mercenary and make them collectively shit bricks. and then we can start just bringing in other stuff and taking out things. Yeah, so and of course, so obviously, I believe it goes without saying, our first plan of attack is in our first turn while we're cloaked, is when we're going to send out our two little support guys, our two little bombers. They're going to go do their little thing after Mary identifies what is and isn't a valuable target.
And also which ship Clara's on.
Exactly. We need to decide which is and isn't the high value target, so that way we don't accidentally have Clink suicide bomb Clara shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's when
Clink,
Ticker's
you
probably
are
going
bad at
to.
this.
At that point, Ticker dies. Like,
Well,
there
that's
is
when
no
Ticker decides
question.
to skydive to go. Actually,
Nice knowing you, Mr. Ticker. See you in hell.
I don't have the.
I just kind of picture how that scene goes. Ticker just goes, and I just killed Clara. And Skirbo just walks over, calmly takes the wheel from you. It was a pleasure working with you, Mr. Ticker. I'll see you in hell. Good day, Captain. As he just walks off the edge of the ship.
He walks the plank.
Yeah,
Right.
he just walks himself off. But anyways, yeah, we'll send out the two bombers, and then we'll go out and find ourselves a nice spot, so that way we can. So that way, when the bombs go off, we can decloak and double broadside, and immediately use that turn to flee that situation and have all our crew begin reloading procedures and things of that nature.
Okay, this has gotten complicated. I have given you guys a blank thing. Just tell me what you're doing.
They're crafting. Oh, Ticker's planning on crafting explosive
No. Like logistics with the crew. Who is going to be where? At some point, we have to make a model for this ship.
Isn't there literally a galleon map we could use?
Yes, there is. I
Yes,
will.
but do you want to use the typical one, or do you want to like make a custom one?
We can probably just use the typical one because, like, the
Mhm.
decks of the ship
Okay,
would still be
alright.
just the decks of a galleon.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna put like the
Yeah,
different.
and then we could put little
whatchamacallits.
and then we could put little marks places where things are different, like where we put what.
That doesn't look like much like a galleon. Well, maybe it is.
Oh, that's a galley.
Give me a second. Ugh.
That's a galleon.
Alright,
Uh,
now we
there's
gotta add
the-
in the different floors.
Yep, there's the
I
command
don't know if
deck.
that's the top floor.
That
there's-
is
looks
the
like the top floor.
There's
yeah,
this
that's
one.
the top floor. It has the front mast.
Alright, there's
I
also
forget what
this
that
one.
one's called.
And then there's one below this. And give me a second. Or do they not? They do have it. Excuse me while I make this map bigger. Nope.
Yeah.
Alright, width. We're gonna make it
So which one's the top one? The left,
54.
the center, or the right?
The
The right's obviously not the very top. The
now
left
I'm
one and the center
confused.
one look identical to me. But
Well, now I'm confused because two of the maps
There
have.
are differences. Yeah, all of them have masts on them, but I think
left
the
one
one on
and the
the
center
far
one look identical to me.
left.
The center one and the left one look identical to me.
Okay,
Nice.
hang on. Yeah, those two.
This one and this one look the same.
One of them is just highlighting the command deck as opposed and the captain's cabin as opposed to.
Yeah. So where do we put the swivel guns? We putting the swivel guns somewhere
Alright,
along
so
here.
we're moving the one on the far left. Like we're getting rid of that one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same. That's the same as the middle one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
Alright,
these
we're
maps
gonna
are like
move.
far smaller than they should be based on the grid.
Yeah. Alright, well, how big do you want them to be?
I have.
Okay, show you size of the Spanish galleon. Go.
All right, looking it up. Getting the info. I'm getting the info up. Spanish galleon size.
There are maps with grids in the Spelljammer book that'll be great for this purpose.
That involves buying something.
No, I can just go. I have the book. I can download the image and send it to you.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
We can just use those maps because they're easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That'll
they have-
work.
where is that hiding? Space Galleon. There we are. No, not the lamprey ship. Let's save image to desktop. In-game chat. Where's that? Which one is that? That's this one.
Right. Okay. Alright. Save image. Oh, yeah. It doesn't like it when I take stuff from.
If you hover over it, there
From
should
Discord.
be a. If you click on it, then there'll be a button that says Open Original.
Yeah, there's a little spot under it that says
Open link.
Original.
Okay. Save image. Alright. Yeah. Space Galleon. Desktop. Save.
The stern castle. That's what we're looking at.
And then you can stick it on the map layer and we can line it up with the grid.
Alright. Delete. Okay.
So is the
No,
helm on
not
top
that
of the
one.
stern castle or inside the stern castle?
My library.
It's on top of the stern
Upload.
castle.
Drop. Map 2.11.
And there are catapults on this map because the original Space Galleon has catapults, but
Well, how many gift rifles do we have?
3.
3. So we can replace the 2 ballistas at the front of the forecastle on the map with the.
This
swivel
isn't an
guns.
object. Map background.
Like,
That's probably why the thing was small.
Hmm.
Because I did it as an object. Okay. Map background. Ship.
I would like to point out there is
It's
one
still small as
small
heck.
Yeah.
one small
Don't resize
inaccuracy
it.
with this map, and that is purely the fact that there is one deck missing, and that's the very bottom deck.
We
Oh,
can we can
there
take
we
care
go.
of exactly how of lining this up later, but
Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried about the very bottom deck because that is purely storage. That's where we put the Mythalar and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, despite me pointing out the map inconsistencies, this will actually serve our purposes very, very well.
We can take care
This
of
is pretty much
exactly
this is-
lining it up later.
Yeah, yeah. This is pretty much exactly what we're gonna need for. This is pretty much exactly what we're gonna need for our purposes.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Right,
it's not like because
do you need me
combat
to
wise,
make it slightly bigger, or
We can worry about a lot of that later.
Yeah.
okay? Well, no, I'm making it slightly bigger so that you guys can like write more on it.
Okay. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, if you want to, you can just set me as GM after it, and I can set the map to be the right size and everything. Because I've done this before, so
Yeah.
All right. So
just so
how
that
do
we
I
don't
do
have to
that?
worry about trying to
Fiddle with it on
fiddle with
screen.
it and on street
on screen,
on
but-
recording and all that junk. So
I mean,
Shit.
this session is literally going to be called "Please Stand By." We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties and number crunching.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I don't plan on falsely advertising this session. That is what this is.
But yeah,
Discussing some strats.
but yeah,
we got,
feel free
yes.
to write on this.
Yeah. All right, let me.
Oh yeah, we
all
got
right.
way more crew than necessary because according to the Space Galleon stat block in D&D Beyond, crew it lists as 20.
oh well.
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
so-
I went off like real world galleon.
we went off of a real galleon instead of the Space Galleon stat block, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I went off crazy real world crap because that's awesome.
mhm.
I'm just trying to figure out where. I'm just trying to position the guns.
Black Pearl had 32 guns, 18 on the gun deck, 14 on the upper deck. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
so realistically, probably like that's gonna be annoying.
The crew deck is the same as the gun
Here,
deck.
2, 3, 4,
Or
5,
well,
6.
okay, the cargo deck
7,
is the there it is.
8, 9. These are not lining up.
There it is.
Fix that later.
Yeah.
Grab key. All right. Earphones back.
There we go. And Shift Alt. Oop, no, not
Like-
Shift Alt. Need to switch my
Like
drawing
it. I find it funny that like I see all these like renditions of like Sea of Thieves or Dungeons and Dragons where they're like, yeah, you only need like 12 people to run a galleon, and I'm like, you guys know that even at minimum we saw like at least 40 people running the Black Pearl, right?
Mhm.
Because those ships are massive.
Mhm.
21, 22,
This
23,
isn't a little dinghy where you need like
25,
12.
26,
where you need just one guy rowing
27.
and another guy shooting.
8, 29, 30, 31, 32. There we go. So there's the gun
Yeah.
placements.
Yeah.
And then the swivel guns probably like here,
Here.
and
Where? I
back
need to zoom
here?
out.
And probably yeah.
Where and where?
We'll want to
Why,
on the-
why would you
on the-
want to put
we'll
them on
want
the
a
very
stern
back?
gun.
Why would you want to put them on the very back? Wouldn't you want to put them on the front?
Well, the stern castle is the command deck.
Yeah.
So
But
they're there
I was
to
thinking we
protect.
could
So they're to
we
protect
put
the
two
command
here.
deck.
We'd put two here in the forecastle, so that
yeah,
way.
I was thinking of like replace the
Okay.
two
Okay.
what's
Yeah.
ballistas.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so-
I still want one on the stern castle.
Well, yeah,
one
I
on
mean,
the
we've
back of the
got
stern
three, so
castle.
we can put one as a rear-facing gun and two forward guns in the front.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'll put a little mark to suggest that this is the that these are the the
Yeah, we can
The-
set those
the
up.
other guns.
Yeah, I'll set those up. Like if you want to, Spencer, I can just you can just set me as the DM temporarily, and I'll just set up the map with all like.
Alright, how do you do that?
We can worry about that later.
Yeah.
Alright.
I meant like later. You
Anyways.
can set me as that, and we can worry about setting up the map.
Oh, by the way, for those curious, hang on, I accidentally drew when I didn't mean to. But this is where the bathroom on the ship is. You literally just crap through holes right about here. just goes straight in the water.
Yep.
For the upper view, it's up here. There's supposed to be like a little outcrop. But anyways, how do I erase? I forgot.
There's an eraser under there, I think. Oh no, you select it and delete it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Why can I click and drag it, but I cannot delete?
Press the delete button on your keyboard.
Oh. That'd probably be smart. Yeah, so as for okay, yeah, so and then we'll want for initial storage purposes, we'll probably want to have Cerberus probably up on the stern castle, because that's really the only place we can keep him for now.
Stern castle.
I mean, we
well,
could
main
also
deck,
have him sitting on the front here.
Well, I was thinking he could probably fit in main deck
Well,
right here.
he can, but
I
we
mean,
probably want to have literally everyone else.
Well, he's literally only this big. He's literally only this big.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think you're underestimating exactly how many people we need to fit on this deck.
Wouldn't that be all along here? Plus, I mean, it's the biggest landing zone. So
we're gonna want people running, like John said, we're probably gonna want people running all over the deck, going like running a line down into the below.
Well, wait, isn't the cargo deck right here through this hatch?
Yes, but if we use that, we would have to have people using a bunch of pulleys and stuff like that to yank large swaths of things out of the cargo deck, as opposed to just running a line of people handing stuff over in using the stairs and stuff.
Well, there's a stairway right here, so it would be from here's the stairway. It'd be to right there. It would literally be from.
Realistically, it's actually the gun deck that's missing from this map.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
ideal,
from
but
here to there.
what I'll realistically probably do when I'm making the map is I'll just make it custom. Just using this as a guideline.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
right
yeah.
here's
Like
the staircase,
like
so
I
we
said
would want
before, there
it
are four decks, not counting.
Because yeah, we have
there are
steerage,
four
we have
decks.
steerage, we have cargo, we have the main deck, which is where all the crew quarters and such are. We have and then we also need the cargo is where the crew quarters are. The main deck is where like the captain's cabin is, and then there would be a deck between cargo and main for the gun deck.
Yep.
Isn't that also where all the crew bunks are for the most part?
A lot of crew tend to bunk in the gun deck because it was farther away from the bilge, which, as I've stated before, smells awful. Because remember that thing about people crapping off the front of the ship? Well, all that plus the vomit and the seawater would have a tendency to get caught up in the bilge, and that's why it had a tendency to smell absolutely horrid.
That's why I would have put the bathroom like here or something. So it hit all those, like here on the back end of the.
There's actually a very specific reason why it's not there. It's because if it was there, then all the smell from people relieving their business would get caught in the wind and go straight over literally everyone on
Well-
the ship.
Well, I
It
was
would
going
literally
because
get
it would go
caught
that way into
upwind
the
from
ocean.
no, because that's not how smell works. And trust me, apparently they tried that.
Fair enough. I was
Yeah.
just going,
It
like, if you put it
is
on the back end, it
literally
goes into the water.
yeah, no, it's literally
Oh.
because they had to take the wind into account because the wind's going this way.
Oh, that's true. You have to travel with wind.
Yep. And that's
I was thinking
why.
aircraft, so wind is going that way.
No. No,
Well,
you
in a
gotta go
Spelljammer,
with the
yes.
Yeah, no. With our Spelljammer, we could actually very easily relocate the bathrooms, but that's not something we have the time or need to
Yeah,
discuss
no.
at the moment.
Yeah.
No.
And that would happen off camera anyways. That wouldn't be a thing we would do like
Yeah.
consciously because that's not a thing you worry about in D&D.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Although admittedly, just from a logistical standpoint, I have been occasionally looking at the map and been like, on a spaceship, on a spaceship shaped like this, where would I put the bathrooms?
Yeah. No, but what I was saying is because this middle part's not along this walkway right here or right there along cannon. That's right here's where the stairway is, so right along there.
Yeah.
And there to there would be needed for the cannon loading. But it leaves the middle part of here as a landing zone for Dragon to come in, pick people up, and keep on going.
Yeah. But that also means that we also still have all this real estate we can make use of. I mean, obviously, Sticker and Mary are
But considering
John-
that's where the command, that's where all the command things are, where Ticker, the Hell,
Yeah.
Mary, Skirbo are all going to be. Do you really want all that getting crowded by basically having a landing zone going basically something like that?
We do. I mean, that is true, but at the same time, there's really not a lot going on up here.
True. But I mean, if he's just coming and going, swing, barely slow down and just grab them on a pass to take them over to the next ship and drop them off and come back.
First of all, where are we placing triage?
Probably not out here on the crowded main deck.
Absolutely not. We're putting it inside the actual ship, probably in the actual crew's quarters.
The ship would probably have a dedicated infirmary.
I'm trying to look that up myself. I'm having trouble finding.
Granted, I know modern ships do. I don't know whether ships back then had one.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually trying to look into myself.
But even
right
the
now.
mess hall has tables which could serve as an infirmary.
Yeah, worst case scenario, we could repurpose
the
bunks
mess are great. Yeah, the bunks are great and all for moving the injured once they've been treated to get them out of the way, but that's not a great, table to do medicine on.
Damn it, that's not a big enough picture for what I need to look at.
So the mess hall, if the ship does not have a dedicated infirmary, the mess hall could double as, and even then we might want to use the mess hall for that anyways, because the infirmary would probably have one table and a
there
couple
is
of
no
beds.
combat purpose for the mess, so we can easily.
Well, yeah. But my point is that even if it does have a dedicated infirmary, it probably only has a table and a couple of beds.
Yeah.
And so
we're
just use the mess hall as the primary infirmary.
Okay, there we go. This is much more what I needed. Let me take a look. Lower gun deck.
Where are we putting Sidar, Wit, Anastasia, and Lord of Ox?
Okay, yeah, like I said. Probably.
Yeah. Either the forecastle or down here.
Yeah, probably on the forecastle. I wouldn't put anyone down here because that would mean they'd potentially have to climb during combat.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, and we want to avoid any unnecessary, because like I said, we want those guys to be able to move very quickly so that way they can run straight from the forecastle to the main deck if they need to, and for things like moving the Corvus and putting a Corvus
Where
into
is our
position.
Corvus?
I'll have to put that
Yeah,
on the
you
map
know-
too.
You know, actually, what we could do, we could replace this giant spike mast thing, this thing, with our Corvus.
We do not want to do that.
Well, that's true. That is a mast sail. There's a sail.
Yeah,
sticking out.
it is a mast. You
I
do not
I
want to
forget
do.
that sometimes that there's a sail hanging out down. No, it goes like that. That's right.
Yeah. You're
Goes
talking
like
about our jib. You don't want to cut your jib.
Yeah, bad idea.
That's how we turn.
No, I thought that's what this thing was for back here.
That also helps turn.
I'm used to modern ships where you don't have this big old thing right here.
Yeah, no,
It's got
it's
a
a lot of
propeller back here.
Despite the simplicity, there's actually a
forward.
lot of complicated processes. So yeah, we don't want to cut down any of our sails, especially since we spent all the time rigging them up.
Where are we going to put our Corvus?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out as well. We probably...
Well, actually... Well, how wide is it?
Probably about 10 feet wide total, because like we would want it to be big
Okay.
enough for large creatures.
Yeah.
Okay. We could move these two cannons somewhere else and put the Corvus right here.
Yeah, we
Or
could line the
sideways.
Corvus. You're right. We could line the Corvus up here along the rigging of this side,
And then
which
just
would
have it
mean that the
direction
rat lines,
perpendicular.
the rat lines of this side would be inaccessible, but we'd still have these ones.
What do you mean the rat lines?
The rat lines are the things you use to get up and down the masts.
Oh, okay.
It's how you get into the crow's nest. And again, a ship of this size, we've got a couple of them.
You mean probably one on all three masts, or just center and front?
I think it depends, because yes, we have one on all three masts, but I think on like the main mast we actually have two of them.
Oh, okay.
Because there's one on the top, obviously, and then there's one that's like in the middle between the two main sails.
Realistically, we should take care of the where we're putting the ship on them, like the mapping of the ship. We should take care of that in the after session, because we should finish up our other preparations in the after session.
Yeah. Let's finish our preparations, and then we will finish our strategizing. With things like crew placements and making sure Roll20 works.
I'll get all that stuff working while I'm working on the map. So yeah,
I will be fully on board for doing that. I am fully. It might be a lot of the after session playing Captain Skirvo of me just being like, we need some folks here, but I mean that's just me losing my mind a little bit.
Because realistically, what I'd like to do, if we can, is I'd like to end this session with like the ship taking off, because that would be a great way to end it. Partially because I want to do something this week, and I can only do it when the ship is taking off. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
On a unrelated note, how is Cerberus and Theron's trek into the desert going?
Yeah.
They're flying at 55 feet around, because there's no need to dash or sprint or anything like that. It's just Cerberus's normal flying speed, 55 feet per 6 seconds.
Okay.
Which would mean
what
about
is it?
5.5, 6 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Unless you've got
Alright,
tailwind,
so you're
then it'll be faster because of tailwinds
faster
and aerodynamics and stuff.
So, Theron, on your journey, you see something familiar.
Okay.
Or at least something that's that is closer. Okay, so rewinding back to probably like session 12. So I'll have to like look at the list. Give me a second.
A good long while ago.
a good long while ago.
Flashback.
So you know how like that there was like a strange, it was either pink or purple, of mist
Yes.
Weirdly remember that.
that was surrounding like an
yes.
area, and that's where what is it?
That's where the blue
Oh yeah,
dragon
that's right.
is.
That's
that
where
is
the
where
that's
the
where the pearl
Draco
was.
Lich lives.
But if I remember
Mhm.
correctly, it disappeared when they got the orb, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's back and it's closer.
Okay then.
That's concerning.
Do you wish
That's
to
either
venture
really
into that,
good
or do you
or
want
really
to
bad.
avoid it?
I will avoid it and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay then. All right. I guess roll stealth then.
Both him and Cerberus, or just Cerberus because Cerberus is flying.
Yeah. I guess just Cerberus because you're kind of an accessory at the
A
moment.
passenger.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to
Alright,
ask real quick.
20 plus 14.
Were we going to get like some actual have like anchor line harpoons or something like that so that we can have guaranteed anchorage, or are
Well,
we
we
not? Or are
probably
we
have
just
the whole like throw ropes over with hooks on them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and Theron will give Cerberus the help action, so boom, boom. That's a 30.
30.
30 to
So,
stealth.
all
Very sneaky.
right. Yeah.
Like
You're
four-headed dragon
very.
flying in the sky. He's somehow very sneaky, I guess.
Give me a second. There's something that happens when you get close to this thing. You guys didn't trigger the first time.
Well, we went
You guys
around.
didn't get there first. Yeah. Alright.
Claren's basically pointing like, yeah, you might want to avoid that cloud. Dracolich and all.
Yes.
Um,
Dracolich, bad.
alright. Alright. Where is a Alright. Some tune starts to play in the background. It is you hear the thunderous roar of what was it of battle horns as you kind of glide around this thing, and as if some deep voice you start to hear. Oh, actually, roll a perception check.
You have
To see
awakened
how
the
well
wild
you-
hunt.
Okay, this is actually Cerberus. 20 plus 11, and then I'll roll Theron's in a moment. Okay, then actual Theron, that's a plus 8. That's right. One less than Sidar. So Theron got a 15 and Cerberus got a 27.
Excellent.
Cerberus speaks Draconic, right?
Of course he does. He's a dragon.
Dragon don't
Yes.
speak Draconic.
He speaks Common, Draconic, Gigante, and Primordial.
All right. Can Theron speak Draconic?
Oh yeah. Speaking
Let me check.
of which, I should probably look into what
No.
languages.
Elvish and Thieves can't. And Common.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So a battle hymn starts playing. The battle rages towards the walls, each moment blaring a deafened call. The enemies lay in wait ahead. The bodies around us stink of the dead. Each step forward brings us to line, with strength behind us, grand and divine. Dulab's light drives us forth, and the Titans of God shall end this war.
Ah.
This is either really good or really bad.
Yeah, I'm checking my.
Why not both?
Oh no, it's bad, guys. It's bad.
Like,
Who's
Dulab
Dulab?
was the first name of the Naga of the Naga owner of the temple complex.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Like I said, this is probably really good, only in the fact that this is going to, that it sounds like a lot of GIF are definitely gonna die,
Yeah.
but it's also gonna be, but whether or not it's gonna be a bad thing for us is another question entirely.
I think it's gonna be pretty bad because Dulab al-Zafrad was the ancient Naga owner of the temple complex, and they're
And that
singing
was
of
like,
Dulab.
named. He was like named after that mad poet in Lovecraftian lore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're
Abdul.
gonna have a yeah.
Fuck.
That's gonna be a bit of a fun thing.
It was Abdul.
Abdul
something.
Al-Zared.
Yeah.
Al-Zared, something like that. The
Al
Mad
Hazred.
Arab. Azred?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, the Mad Arab. The author of the fabled Necronomicon.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what we'll need is we'll need to yes. Does Theron find his effects?
Um.
Oh look, my own dead body.
Okay. All right. So after a while, you get to the valley.
Mhm.
Every, you find the place where you died, as well as like well, you find the no, you wouldn't find that. Um, your body is missing, but your stuff is there.
Lovely. I get all my stuff.
Good.
And then we
That
turn
means
around and we leave.
no
Oh,
Theron being traumatized today.
oh,
Oh hey,
Oh
look,
no,
my
like
dead
hat.
until
body.
later. Wait, what?
I grab my stuff and we leave. Post haste.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you got to be back for the war. You got a war to fight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While you're on the way back, you still hear the faint. Listen. Do you want to go through the cloud or no?
No.
All right.
I got more brains than
Do you want to hear more?
Hmm.
Out of here, you will have to go through it, but basically, Cerberus will make note of it and be like, "This is strange. I should ask the snake about it."
Yeah. Yeah. Ask the snake. Ask the snake. Tell the captain. Let him know because he's doing all this strategizing. I mean, like I said, if
Mhm.
Skirvo's not actively talking to people, he's probably spending his sentry's rest staring at maps, recalculating what he needs to do.
Mhm.
He's gonna show people. He's gonna show these mutts how he fought back in his day.
Mhm.
Uh,
Nam.
yeah, back in
In
Nam,
my day.
and that's he fought in a place called Nam. like literally, it's called Nam. There's a lot of fire.
Mhm.
What? Oh my god, would it be? Nah, that'd be tasteless.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Having a place in the eternal plane of fire called Nam. That'd be a little tasteless, don't you think?
Yeah.
love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yee.
Careful there. You're starting to sound like Paimon.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Yeah. So we'll. So yes. Poor. The untraumatized Theron and the Cerberus return.
So yeah,
Yes.
my second time slot working on
The
um
Harn.
the
The
harness
Harn.
to tie Fester to Cerberus first.
Yes.
Our gunship harness.
You're gonna be flying and firing like a madman. You hear me? Surprisingly quiet.
Wait. I wasn't sure if you were talking to Fester or talking to Cerberus.
Probably talking to Thester.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just like,
okay.
it's like you're gonna be firing. We're gonna tie you to the We're gonna tie you to the dragon, and when you're in the air, I want you firing at the enemy like a madman. You hear me?
No coherent words are heard, or at least in a language you can understand.
I've done more with. Good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough for me. Let's work on tying this. Let's work on tying this fuzzy little rat to the dragon. Need to get all the mates. Get our.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably spend a good chunk of our after session making a crap ton of character tokens, and then just having a bunch of generic tokens for all the generics.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just make sure all our named assets have pictures, and then we'll just put them where they need to be.
Yep.
Well, I think he's already
done.
done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's just C team is the only one who didn't have pictures on the map screen. But even then, we had a Cerberus token when we did the ship battle with Chitter and them,
Yeah.
because Cerberus was standing outside and was like,
If you want to use that one, unless you want to use a different one.
I don't have a different one, so I mean,
Okay, so we'll be using the same
I mean,
one.
unless you want to go basic and use a picture of Tiamat.
we could do that.
or the Dracohydra or a Dracohydra token.
We could do that. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, we could do
That could work.
anyway.
The Tiamat
Oh
one.
yes, what is everyone else doing on their second day off?
Reading. Big shocker there.
Yes. Making. Doing the. Getting preparations ready for the fight. Lurdafox making sure he's able to do what he needs to do, and
Once they
we'll have Mary's still helping around with Ticker with what needs to be built, and Skirvo is obviously still strategizing like a mad lad.
Yeah. Theron, once he gets back, will probably start setting up a sniper tree in the foremost crow's nest.
Yeah.
Getting multiple quivers of heavy arrows and just setting them there.
Yeah.
Stacking them there.
In case you want the official term, it's the foremast.
The foremast, yeah.
Yeah, there's the foremast, the main mast, and the mizzen mast. And I do not remember what the very front mast is called.
the Lantine mast.
That's what it's called.
I thought the mizzen mast was that one.
No, the mizzen mast is a rear mast.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it's a fun word to say. Mizzen.
I literally named a character after that word. He's a Triton storm sorcerer. He's actually going to be showing up in Throughout Time 2, but yeah.
Excellent.
Aaron Mizzenmast, a Triton orphan who was raised by dwarves and became a ship captain.
That is excellent. So yeah. I'm gonna if I get a new fish, I'm gonna name him Mizzen. Yeah, well, so what we'll need to do is as for our second day, what we need to do is we need to any time slots we have left, we need to make our bomb deployments.
Cerberus also tells Sidar about the war chant battle hymn thing. Does it sound familiar to him at all, considering the names of Dulab and all that? The name of Dulab and all that.
All right. Is like translated into common, or is it?
Yeah. Well, basically, Cerberus says that they were speaking, they were singing about this and this and this and this as he's just talking. Although Sidar does speak Draconic, so he could just speak in Draconic and yeah.
There you go.
All right. So Cerberus begins reciting the lyrics. What is it?
Well, not
yes.
fully doing them in rhythm and all that, but just as if you were to read it off of a page without any of the musicality to it.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
That sounds like a poem, not a
And
not a
up
shanty.
she rises.
Uh,
Okay. All right. Make me a history check.
I don't sing a shanty for like a friggin' long
50
time, and
sessions
the
or
first
something.
time I've referenced them again, I get freaking, I just deadpan say it.
6. All right. Sadar, you begin to remember something in the history of your people of, we'll say, of a great protector of sorts. So you've seen like images of some strange colossal figure who strides forth as your people called it, like beating back some sort of darkness.
Okay. So they're basically praising a protector deity hero person.
Yes.
Lovely. So it's not as bad as we
Well,
thought.
It actually might be really good because if they were talking about beating back darkness, like remember Dendar is a god of darkness.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Like
one other thing.
Her full name is Dendar the Night Serpent.
Yep.
By the way, one other thing I
This could be
would
actually
like
quite
to
good.
make sure is done. I would like to accrue some purple poison from Ticker, so that I may poison my blade.
Well, you would want to do that just before we fought because the poison
Yeah.
only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
I
because
know,
this
I know,
is
but I
what-
just want to
just acquire it beforehand.
Oh yeah, acquire a vial.
yeah, just make sure I has me a supply so that I may poison my blade before, so that way when Skirvo walks on the deck of the enemy ship, he can clearly poison his blade on the way, showing that he is not messing around. He is here to cut a bitch, and no questions will be asked.
Tigger's fine giving it to you. He isn't going to use it.
Yeah, you don't have knives.
Well, I don't. First of all, I don't. Well, I mean, I do have a cutting weapon. I have a Geeth gun. But
Oh yeah, you do.
Tigger wouldn't use poison because poison is dishonorable.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Uh,
you talk all this honor. Meanwhile, Skirvo's just practical.
I know. But
Like,
poison is dishonorable,
poison-
and Tigger
Poison is an
Tigger's an
assassin's weapon.
idealized cowboy. He has
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah. And while we do talk about Skirvo being an idealized pirate sometimes, I do make him horrifically practical. Like he will use things that are at
In
his
battle, at
disposal.
least, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
makes
he
sense
made me
because he's a robot.
Yeah, exactly. I make him practical because he's a robot. What do you mean war crimes? All this is a perfectly efficient way to kill a lot of enemy targets. Definitely not a red flag out of that character.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Skirvo. Anyhow, so like I said, we should probably when we get the time, we need to build the
The
little
harness for the snake, yeah.
yeah, the harness for the snake and Clink. We could probably do those at the same time.
Well, for Clink, it would
For
just be
Clink-
built into Clink.
Yeah, you wouldn't need to build
because
a
he's a
harness.
robot.
You could just build. You could just open you could just open the main guts, stick the bomb in there, and then just wire it in.
You know what we could do is we could probably have Paimon looking around in her bomb bag for the stuff we need.
Yeah.
So that way we can reliably say that she just looked for something that might be useful, and then we could roll like a roll a thing later to see if it's like
we can
one of the
roll-
really crazy ones, or
we
if it's
can
just
roll at the
a.
start. We can roll at the start of next session when Manny's here, so we can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, and it can be ruled whether it's whether it's something insane like the nuke, or if it's something, or if it's
We
just
wouldn't
a
wanna use the
relatively
nuke.
tame just fire.
We wouldn't want to use the nuclear warhead because we
Yeah.
don't know the yield and
Yeah.
fallout.
It's warfare. Come on, come on, it's nuclear weapons. We're pretty much World War IIing this thing.
All right, we're on to the final day now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the final day.
Oh
Dar
no.
finishes his book.
In the morning, a strange, foreboding, area in the sky begins to open up
Like a portal?
like a portal. But it's not necessarily a portal because you can see what's on the other side as sand starts to fall from the sky.
Do I know what this is? I as in Zadar.
I make me a nature check at
Good. Also,
advantage.
I'm gonna say, I mean, I'll take that, but I was gonna say, what about survival? But I'll do nature with advantage.
Also,
Nat 20. I'm not.
Never mind.
Never mind. I was gonna say half flash of genius, but never mind.
Never mind.
I
Never
was
mind
about to hit
advantage.
the up
Never
arrow
mind
to
anything.
roll a second time, but I guess not.
Yeah. No, never mind. You can't check
Like,
for
oh,
crit.
yes,
What
yes.
crits?
Check for double crit, I
Okay.
guess.
Shoot, what was I thinking of? Okay, so
You know
once
what?
again, this is like back in session 8, and I think I might have said this like once as more as a narrative thing, but Sadar Sadar is aware of how outsiders get here. So, so every so often, sandstorms begin to form in Jazeera. None of them are natural in the it's a nature sort of thing. More like this kind of happens on the plane every so often, but every so often a sandstorm occurs and it almost tears at the ceiling of this place as a hole opens up to what is it? You believe you believe the outsiders call it the call it the Outlands or something funny like that. Um, and people just fall through sometimes, being carried down by basically sandstorms to the ground. A lot of them
Carried-
end up dying, but
I was like,
some of
carried
them,
down gently or just dropped?
uh, a mixture of the two. Many of them die, but some of them don't. The other people that you consider natives, okay, less native than you, but more native than Beladros and
And
his
schmucks.
people. So, yeah. So, like, the other was, gosh, freaking dang it, so like those goblins that ride on the giant turtles out in out in that desert valley, they arrived here this way. The what is it? The other Thrycreen that also populate areas of the desert, they arrived this way. The Raving Knoll bands that appear every so often, they've arrived this way, as well as, gosh, freaking dang it, I keep
Tabaxi?
forgetting the race of the cat people.
Tabaxi?
Tabaxi. Yes, the Tabaxi have kind of fallen into the world this way. However, there is no sandstorm this time. It seems that someone has stabilized whatever hole that is usually created, and what is it? And it seems to be staying there longer than one of these things normally does.
Well, now that is interesting.
Tigreal will. I assume Sidar's looking up at it from the deck of the
Yeah,
ship.
he's literally, he's like, now that's not right.
Tigreal will join Sidar by looking at it.
Skirbo will come out of the cabin. What are you all gawking at?
That's a portal,
just-
isn't it?
Point,
Aye.
kind of. I suggest you recall the rest of the crew. Usually, when one of those things open up, it's a brief, heavy sandstorm, and then outsiders from other worlds fall through. I believe the people from not here, your kind, call it the Outlands.
I'd put money on it that that's where the fleet will be coming out of.
But something is not right. It is staying open longer than usual. Someone has stabilized the opening.
Not surprising that the battle plans did mention that they intended to bring a fleet here through extra-dimensional travel. Could be something like a spell jamming portal. How high up is it?
Okay, so remember that time that you flew the ship up to, what is it?
Up to
The
the
island?
island.
Yeah, up to the island. It is like 30 feet above that.
Okay, how high up is that?
Well,
That was like
remember
around
how
30,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like
30,000
30,000.
feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous height.
Okay, I was checking because I'm assuming that that's the portal they're coming out of, so that's how high they're going to be when they get out of there. So that's where we need to be up there when they're coming out, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we probably need to just have the first time slot for this last day, and then use the second time slot to get up there.
Captain, you should recall the crew.
Yeah.
I think it best we start getting underway so we're not here when whatever's on the other side of that comes through.
I should get started.
Wasn't forged yesterday, Sidar. What are you all looking at? Back to work! I want... Move it! Double time! We're officially out of time.
Yep, I will.
I want this thing...
I will spend
Get
my
all
last
them-
time slot making
Yeah.
making that harness for the snake.
Yeah, Mary's
Okay.
going to help, obviously, so that way we can have those
I'm
built.
going to go ahead and mark down 22 wisdom.
Yeah.
I finished the book.
Well,
What's your bonus again with those kinds of tools?
Plus 12.
Okay, all right. I guess
And
there
then-
is like a
Okay,
small
do you want me to make
margin.
a check?
No.
Okay.
all right. We'll
Plus 12 with
he has-
advantage and 2 sets of Flash of Genius that act slightly differently, and I could give myself guidance if I really needed it. So what's that?
Build.
Like a D20 plus 16 plus
I'm so
a
sorry, Spencer.
D4 plus a D8 at advantage?
I'm so
No,
sorry,
I'm good.
Spencer. That's just mean.
Because a D8
Like,
is
from
what
the DM's point of view, that's just
simple
mean.
yeah, a D8 is what Mary's intellect die is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, look, you didn't need to. You should have said that before you just. Oh, okay. So Brad is gone again. You should have said that before instead of just plus 12. It's like, okay, if you add that, then it's 9.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to make the check.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we got. So we'll need to. So recall the crew. Make sure they're all outfitted with all the necessary battle equipment, such
Lifelines, belaying pins.
Yep, and of course the lesser known thing, the little bit of wax that people can use to protect their hearing from
From cannon fire.
from the cannon fire. So, like, they can clearly still hear when they have that in there, but it helps their eardrums from rupturing.
Yeah.
That's what it's really good at. Helps keep you from going deaf.
Mhm.
And can't believe I didn't consider the possibility of sandstorms out of game. But we probably also are equipped with stuff to avoid such things, probably filter out smoke. And when I say that, I mean we probably just effectively have bandanas we could tie around our faces if we need
Yep.
to.
What did I miss in the last 2 minutes?
Nothing.
Nothing much.
Yeah, we just getting ourselves just Skirvo yelling at the at all these sky monkeys to get this thing up in the air, and to make sure everybody's on deck and prepared, while and how we're making sure everybody's fitted with what they need to be fitted with.
Okay, let's see here.
Ticker and Mary are also building the bomb carriers.
Oh, that's water. No.
Yeah.
Carrier singular because we only need the one for
Yeah.
one for the snake. It's
Yeah,
weird.
but-
It's weird to have Sidar's familiar not have a name because like
I haven't named him.
every familiar I've ever encountered in D&D has been named.
Yeah. I truly just forgot to give him a name.
So we just call him Snake.
Yeah.
How come you never named your snake? Just
And there's probably a name in here. I, the player, just never bothered to. I forgot about naming. That's why I truly never came up with it.
honestly, I kind of feel like it's just like a running thing where it's like everybody tries to figure out what the snake's name is, but Sidar somehow always avoids the question. like it gets to the point where people aren't sure if the snake actually has a name, and Sidar's it's just conveniently too busy to say it right now, or if Sidar's just too embarrassed to admit he never named his snake.
Well, also, and the times you've heard him speaking common to it, it's always been, things like "go do this, go do that, go tell this, go tell that."
Exactly.
It's never been, "Hey, you, go do this."
like I just imagine,
So it's been almost like whispering,
far off in the future, he has Anastasia at his side, and she's like, "I've seriously been wondering for years, what is the snake's name? Oh, would you look at the time? I need to be at the bakery." Sidar, you are not avoiding this question. I've been wondering this for years.
Staring at it. Just pulls out the ruby and just starts staring at it.
Yeah.
And he really just snaps, shakes his head. "Oh, what is the time? Oh, I really must be going."
Yeah.
Like not even
Oh
aware
my
people were talking to him or anything.
Yeah. Just the idea that Sidar keeps avoiding telling people what the snake's name is. That I feel like that's a perfect explanation for a character that we're 20 something sessions into and doesn't have a name.
Well, he hasn't been here for all 20 sessions.
Well, yeah, but like the point is that he's been here a long time and he doesn't have a name. So like seriously, his name is effectively the equivalent of just having brackets that says insert snake name here.
Yep.
But anyhow, let's so we'll get the stuff built. We got that going. We're gonna make sure we have the land defense doesn't blow us out of the sky.
Yep. I mean, we'd be a pretty obvious one because we have red sails. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like just before the end of this time slot, before we're getting ready to take off, Ticker will find Skirvo.
Yeah.
By the
Mr.
way, Captain, there's something I think you should have before we get underway.
What would that be?
He holds out a piece of black fabric folded into a triangular shape.
He'll take it and take a look at it. This is a flag.
I saw the original flag in your memories. Thought it might be useful to have.
He'll fold it out. Obviously, he knows how to fold a flag, so he just. Ah, yes, girl. We'll be hoisting the. Ah, yes, girl. There'll be no quarter. Thanks. He'll sort of be humming to himself a little tune as he has the flag set up and ready to be flung
hoisted?
when it's ready to be hoisted when it's time when the time is right. Because flag communication is key.
Yep. Branding.
Yep. And it's not just that, but the colors of the flag. I should probably put my there it is. I don't know if it's visible on the recording because I don't think on the recording John has the character profiles exposed, but
I do not.
right now my character profile is literally the flag in question.
Yep.
It is the and here's a fun little fact about flags back in the day. The classic black and white. This just means it effectively means give us your stuff and you won't be harmed. Putting red in any amount of red in your flag means violence is definitely something that's on the table. And if the flag is entirely red, that means peace is not an option.
Yep. Should probably you could probably even set the flag to your Discord profile picture.
I mean, I could, but I'm very happy with my.
You're very attached to this Discord profile picture that you've had for who knows how long.
Since I had Discord, yes. I'm very attached to this thing because it very much feels like the kind of madness I try to give.
Yeah.
Scorching ray or lightning bolt?
I mean, if you want to get fancy, you could. I know I sent the flag to you, John.
Yeah.
So you could. So if you want to make the map, you could easily.
I'll put it somewhere on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could easily do that. So
yeah, I'll stick it somewhere on the map when I'm making the map.
Yeah.
Because I'll set up the map at some point between sessions. I may not get it finished tonight because I need to get up at least an hour in the morning. But
I'd say it was a commission if it wasn't something that the artist friend I have didn't just sketch while we were talking. like we were just talking and he was like that, and then I was like, no, that's perfect. Thanks. And he's like, yeah, no problem.
I thought you drew it.
What?
I thought you drew it at first.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I'm I'm a good artist, but I'm not quite that good.
Okay.
I'm not that clean.
Yeah.
If my Lurdevox picture is any evidence to that. I'm not bad, I'm decent.
Yeah.
But anyhow, blimey, is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yes. Oh, once we get all the crew on board, we lift off. We already had 12 hours.
Well,
I didn't even need to do.
We got to do the liftoff thing. We like that needs to be role play. We ain't just lift off. I want to actually have some fun with it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What is it? Okay. All right.
I'm doing the thing with the plan I talked to you about.
Yeah.
So I already have a plan for how I'm going to reveal that. So.
All right.
Okay. All right. No, not that.
Okay.
Something else.
Okay.
All right. So while you guys are making final preparations, getting the crew to the right places. Okay. We need to mark you down one more crew member.
Okay. Who?
Somebody else got killed?
Yes. One of the other idiots fell off the boat.
Oh.
Okay. I will adjust it.
I will adjust it in
Okay.
mine as well. So one of the schleps.
Yep.
I think
One
he's
of the
saying one of the
schleps.
idiots.
One of the actual idiots.
Guard rejects.
Guard reject.
Okay. In-game chat, scroll edit. We're down to 11 guard rejects.
That's. They are not going to make it through this. They are not.
No, they're not.
They're,
Won't they be
I'm-
the only ones left?
if they seriously Waspinator on my ship, pull a Waspinator where they're just like, where like the whole time they're proving just how incompetent they are, but then they're the only one that actually survived the whole ordeal.
I will unprepare burning hand.
made out
Well,
like
Barney has
freaking
a range of seven.
Waspinator at the end of the series, making out like a bandit.
I just
None of the named characters except Dark Notion live.
Well, no, that would make more sense. This is more like, because I mean, like the literal cannon fodder, like all the named characters die except unnamed guard reject. I mean, Waspinator served cannon fodder like the whole Beast Wars.
Okay, quick question. So,
Yes.
is it only spells with a range of touch that can be
Yes.
cast with the familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I was going to ask range of self.
No, only
That are
range of
AoE.
touch.
Okay. Well, then I will.
But what if you
unprepare-
touch yourself?
Then you can cast
no,
a spell
well,
with a range of touch on yourself. You could shocking grasp yourself if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but you could do that.
I was thinking,
Oh,
what
okay.
if burning hands from flying snake?
Nope, you
but
can't do
nope.
that. What you can do though is a familiar. Even though they can't attack, they can use Dragon's Breath.
This is
They-
true.
So if you cast Dragon's Breath on your flying snake, it can use that action.
This is true because I've done that with a wizard before.
Yes, that's actually a very popular combination is casting Dragon's Breath on your familiar, and then your familiar
Yeah,
can do
but
whatever you want.
I was thinking I might save my concentration for call lightning though.
Yeah. Definitely a good
So-
thing to save your concentration for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was just debating on what if I mean if I was able to do burning hands from the familiar, I wasn't going to bother preparing scorching
I
ray, but I'm going to do scorching ray and lightning bolt.
Look at
Or
abilities real quick.
scorching ray.
Where is it?
Where was I? Okay. So,
There it is.
what is it? It's what is it? Okay,
I have
so
completed the book. I now have 22 wisdom.
it was the middle of the night when this was happening, and so now it's kind of like so now it's the morning, and then the portal is fully open as you guys make final preparations.
A day of days
Yes,
battle 0.
Day
Yeah.
of this is when what is it? So a blue wisp flies. What's it? Flies towards this ship, and then expands, revealing Villadrips.
They're
Like
Bellatrose.
actually here, or like a illusion of him.
It's like scrying on him.
Okay.
It's the orb thing that he
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
so that you can see him, he can see you.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just checking.
Sir Bellatrose.
How goes my employees? I assume everything is up to your taste?
Everything's as in order as we can get with the time given. We're ready for him.
I hope that my parts can be of use to you. Now, you understand how important this battle is, right?
I understand perfectly well.
Ticker arriving at the helm. Don't worry, sir. They recently made it personal. We won't let them win.
I like to hear that. Now, as for the rest of you, it's like the globe, well, not the globe, but the wisp like flies to the center of this ship, and then suddenly, through not is it prestidigitation that does the booming voice?
That's thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. Okay, through thaumaturgy, it's like, gentlemen, today is an important day. Now you see, it is up to us to protect our claim to this land. I will not be bested by some foul gip in their ships, and neither shall you, for you have my blessing this fine day. Bring forth the might of sigil, and we shall fill them with lead. By the end of this day, they shall not be left alive. Now go forth and do it all for sigil.
Signal for Mr. Belladros to talk personally for a sec.
All right. The wisp stops its speech as it goes down towards you.
Mr. Belladros, while I very much agree on the front of giving no quarter, there is a certain. I am rather curious about the circumstances behind who hired these men. So I'm fully intending to capture their leader.
Understandable. I shall allow you this request today.
Dar will also speak up and be like, if you can create a thunderstorm, that would be most appreciated. But do not be surprised when I hijack it.
By all means.
I feel the wind is in our favor this fine day. He makes a movement like somebody, like how most people would check the wind, finger in the mouth, and then in the air.
Out of his fingertip come one of those little windometers.
Yeah.
The little spin.
He's like, I think we have a favorable wind this day. You know what? We probably want to make sure that Mary is probably armed with something like a spyglass or binoculars. Worst case, Skirvo can just give her his.
Mm-hmm.
But we probably want to make sure she's armed with one of those, just so she can be able to use her perception to be able to look farther.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. That probably was something that we set up along with all the other small stuff we purchased for things like ship and stuff. So if I need to slap off some gold for that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure Mary had that. I kept forgetting to bring it up, despite the fact that I was like, Mary needs that. Yeah. Every single time I thought about her being on the ship, I was like, she needs that for what we need. I need to bring that up.
During the last section, I would like to create a special device. It's just a first level spell rot tattoo, but thematically it is a set of rocket boosters, and it basically one-time free feather fall.
All right.
That I'm going to attach to myself just in case.
All right.
Good lad. All right. So we'll. So we're gonna. So yes. Anyways, we have a favorable wind this day. Let us not waste the good fortune.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Oh yes. Ah, God. Now I can't. And now my words fail me. Of course they do. It's just good.
Oh, yes, silly landlubbers.
Yeah.
Don't forget that you have the inspiring leader feat.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I was getting into, actually.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I wanted to. I don't have like a 10-minute speech, obviously,
But
but
you have something.
no.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to, but no.
You have a week.
I
You have a
mean,
week.
yeah, we could do that at the
Or
start
right
of next session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could.
yeah.
We could. And then watch as I still fail to write it because I'm terrible.
Well, I mean, it gives you a week at least.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll so it's just so yeah, we're make sure our all our stuff is ready. All right. I'm just thinking of Skirvo runs all the checks like that you're supposed to run.
All the checks he knows he's supposed to run, which obviously there'd be other checks because flying ship now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I have a plan for running those. Don't worry.
yeah.
It's
Then
gonna be
it's
fun.
then it's just like, all right, then let's take her out of port, Mr. Ticker.
Ticker presses a couple buttons on one of the consoles, and you hear a deep hum from beneath you as the Mythalar properly like kicks on.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he starts like pressing buttons and turning dials, and he just says, "Duchess, a full test of all flight surfaces, please." And atop one of the consoles, a a small hologram about a foot tall of a woman with a red hologram of a woman with tentacles for legs appears,
Yeah.
and you hear like word like you can roleplay her if you want because this is um you hear
Fair enough.
you hear like some
All
whirring.
systems nominal. All systems nominal, Captain. Ah, it's about time you started talking to other people. And here I thought you were shy. Of course, Captain.
He he grabs
Ticker
a
probably initially like, whoa, why
no,
are you
I
already
will
so familiar?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
This is an out of character thing. Ticker won't tell Skirvo in character. Ticker built that version of Duchess.
Yeah.
This is what John told me about. He was
Yeah.
Technically, she's your familiar.
yeah,
He
I kind of figured.
he grabs a hold of a lever next to the wheel and pulls it back, and with the noise like a jet engine, you hear a roar as the engine kicks to life, and the ship starts to rise off of its platform, and then
And that is where we will end the
yeah.
session.
Yep.
Yeah.
lovely.
All right, so thank you for watching. You are on the archive channel already, so there are more archive sessions. We'll be back probably next week for the big battle. You ain't gonna want to miss that one. That one's gonna be streamed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See you later.